All right.
Whoop.
Well, that's annoying. If it's in full screen, I can't use the drawing tool. That's weird.
That is odd. There we go. All fixed.
Parts of Ekami's video stream are going a bit wonky.
It's.
Seemingly just-
I'll turn the thing off.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's because she has pure black pixels in her video.
Oh, what?
You have pure black pixels in your video, and I was using pure black to screen out the background of Steam. It's or not Steam.
So on your
Discord.
stream, I was looking weird. Okay.
Yeah. You're fine.
Gotcha.
Where's that fucking? There it is. Just need to turn off the color key.
Just gonna fix
All
that
right.
real quick.
And I should be now able to.
Ooh, everything's going all
Draw.
wonky in my stream. That's okay.
I can draw. Nice.
A little bit of technical stuff. That's okay, folks. Want to make sure I'm not. Oh, there's a line. Where is that coming from? Benji.
Doesn't like the drawing.
Doesn't like the drawing.
Oh well. I can type.
How about I just reset the camera? Whoop. And me.
Hello,
just
Artichoke.
fixing
Me, thanks for
stuff.
the lurk.
Hello, Artichoke.
Oh, it's just us two streaming, yeah?
Yes.
You wanna knock on me? Knock on my
Knock on your door.
door?
Nakamoto.
Knock on my door. Sure.
Was that fucking Horace Wimp?
Horace Wimp.
ELO? Is that what you were quoting?
Is that what you were quoting, Aries? Horace Wimp?
What is
By
the first wimp?
By Electric Light Orchestra? It's a song.
Maybe it was an opening to the TV show. I don't know what the name of the song was.
What show?
Open my door? I don't know.
An altogether excellent question. I can't remember if it's Frasier or not.
I feel like Frasier wouldn't have ELO as their intro.
Open my door.
Oh, okay. I accepted it. I think.
Alright.
I accepted it. It says something went wrong.
It says shared chat started for me.
Oh, yeah, it's working. Okay.
Yeah,
I just
we Gucci.
the thing didn't.
Aries
that usually
face
pops up when it
reveal.
pops
Not really. Ekami 2 emo confirmed. Oh, well, all the black pixels, yep. The two TV genres, Frasier and not Frasier.
up. Turns out that Aries actually is just a cartoon drawing.
Yeah, that's my partner. He's just a cartoon man.
It would make a lot of sense.
What the fuck?
What that Ekami would be into that?
Aries regularly calls me a furry anyway,
Yeah,
so
we already know she's a furry, so.
no. Ekami loves
Life
hers.
is
but he
like
is a
a
bitch.
hurricane.
You ain't doctor.
All right.
Ekami loves hers, but he is a bit shallow. Well, that's a bad joke.
Aries is
Cookie
not
Master
centered.
Race.
Hmm?
Cootie Master Race. And yeah, no, I'm definitely off center.
Masturbate?
No.
That's what I
If you
heard.
say so.
You need to get some terrible jokes out. Hey, you do you, Guru. That's awesome. You are welcome to be here as we embark on this Dino Island adventure, probably of consistently dying regularly.
That's my goal.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Says
think
the
that
hunter.
this
That
group-
causes concern for me.
Clever girl.
Clever girl.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure this group is considered a safe space for bad jokes.
True.
I mean, your name is a pun, so yeah, I hope so.
It's true.
So, we can go whenever you guys are ready. If you need more time or not. But we need to basically build the game first.
That works for me.
So, you're looking at the map. That's as much map as I have. So, we need to essentially, as a whole, come together and make a story.
Okay.
The basic rules of this game are when I ask you to do an action, you have a number of actions. I sent you the page for it. If you guys go to that, it is the actions page. Your available actions are so you got run, you got look over there, you got hide, you got take my hand, just to do it, fight, and hold on to your butt.
Hold on to your
and-
butts.
And these are all basic, what they call peril moves. There's also lay of the land, scavenge, instruct, and the best laid plans, which are safety moves. So when you're trying to, essentially, it's like normal role playing stuff. Like you use the one that most fits
Right.
what you're trying to do, and I'll have you say, can I use this? Or, well, can I do this? I'd like to use run. Or
something,
just say,
yeah.
hey, can I do this? And I say, well, you're going to need to roll for fight.
Okay.
And you also, all your characters have some special skills that only that character has. And you can use those as you see fit. So another important one is, because this is a storytelling thing, you'll notice in the safety moves, all the safety moves, they require you to tell part of your backstory.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So you give part of the backstory to explain just something about yourself, or how something in your backstory means that you were able to do this thing. And the more, I will tell you, the more stories you tell throughout, which you should mark down every time you do, will change the outcome at the end.
Ah. Okay.
So it's always better to do more stories than less. So
Gotcha.
When you say mark down the stories, like mark down the content, or just kind of a checklist of
tally.
I've told 5 stories?
just a tally.
Okay.
As we go through the game, you're going to be going to different places, and I'm going to be filling out this map with those places, and it's all to some degree happening in real time. Like, I'm discovering the story as you guys are. So I should probably explain the roll system. So basic roll system is you roll 2d6, and if you get below a 7, so 6 and below, that is a fail. you fail to do it, and something bad happens.
Oh, good.
If you get a 7 to a 9, that is a partial success. So you succeed, but, or I'll say, you will succeed if you do this, but this will happen. Do you still want to do it?
Ah, okay.
So I'll give you that choice. And then if you roll above a 9, so 10 and up, that is a success, and it just happens. Whatever you were trying to do, it happens. So it's a very simple roll system.
Cool.
Everything in this is done by D6. So,
I remember seeing those rules about like, oh yeah, just roll 10 and above, and you're golden. And I was like, assuming a D20, and I was like, oh, that's pretty generous.
no. Not at all.
Guru says
No, we're definitely getting eaten by dinosaurs now.
Absolutely. Guru says dinosaur spots you. Can I seduce check? I used to be a stripper for a dinosaur client.
That's what the take my hand
Yeah.
action is for.
I mean, if that's on the table, I should have called myself Tammy.
Tammy the T-Rex? Oh man.
Tammy and the T-Rex.
So
Which is a god-awful movie. Nobody needs to watch that movie.
Just so we don't sit here and go over all the actions, when an action comes up that we haven't done, just feel free to read it out so people know what the hell it is.
Fair.
And if you can justify anything, like if your character, let's say you're the doctor, right? And you say, I'm going to find some medicine in a cabinet.
Yeah.
That might require a roll for anybody else, but for you, it's just like, okay, yeah, you could do that. Your character could do that.
Sick.
So I want to always ask for rolls if it is appropriate for what your character is doing.
I'm gonna exclusively do that as the doctor.
I will spend my time monologuing about dinosaur mating habits.
So the goal of this game, obviously, is to survive, but you have two major goals. One of those goals is to solve whatever mystery is happening on the island. And then the other goal is to escape. There will be a number of secrets on the island that I know and you don't, but we can go over that later. So first of all, does anybody want to roll a d6?
I will.
So this is for, you've come to the island together. Why?
Okay.
And if you don't like this is collaborative. If everybody's like, this sucks, we can roll again. Or if you have like a really good idea that isn't on here, that's fine with me.
I rolled a 2.
We were hired to work here under mysterious circumstances.
Huh.
Is everybody happy with that?
So?
Hired to work here? Sure.
Alright.
Ooh, launched in the system. I've run this game before. Never fails to get people having fun and smiling. Hell yeah. Welcome in.
Hello.
We're all trying it for
Sorry
the first time.
if I do it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably gonna. That's half the fun.
Exactly. Hey, Erasmo.
Alright, yeah, so who are you going around the table? Which there isn't a table, so I guess Ekami to go in order of
Sure.
screens.
Sure. So, hello. My character's name is
Hello.
Allison Reyes. And she is a doctor. That is my archetype I've chosen. Her whole thing is that she did med school, got the degree, thought it was a real stressful time, but was happy she did it, but really was just like, man, I need to reevaluate my life choices a little bit. So, I'm kind of pursuing more of like a veterinary, veterinary medicine courses, trying to get into that a little bit more. And I'm very much a person who keeps her peace of mind, very, very, highly regards her peace of mind. So she's very, love and peace and, loves to do yoga and is just, a bit of a hippie, so that's her whole thing. And I should mention, her pronouns are she, they.
I will also say, because I forgot to say this, don't feel forced to RP, but the more you can RP, the better, because it's kind of a storytelling format.
Mm-hmm.
So at any point, please try to speak in character. It's okay if you don't, but just keep that in mind.
Nice.
Roll a d6.
Okay.
Or sorry, 2d6.
2d6. Where the
Yeah.
heck did my other dice go? Bo, did you take my dice?
Oh wait, it.
He ate my. Oh, there it is. Nope, he hid it from me. Okay, 2d6.
So every character will have a rumor. You'll see that on your character sheet. It is something you know about the island that the others don't. That is may or may not be true. Whether or not it's true, who knows? But you know it, or you've been told it. What'd you get?
I got 2 6s.
So 12.
Yep.
So your rumor is the Natural History Museum has a new exhibit opening soon that is so secret even some of the curators don't know what it is.
Ah, okay. The National... There's an exhibit opening. Okay. Super secret. Not even the curators know. Okay.
All
Like
right,
rolling
Eric.
2 6s on just a random selection is like, what a missed opportunity.
Why?
It's not
Oh.
better than.
Well, it's technically one of the hardest things to get, so it might be the best one.
I mean, they're technically all equally hard to get. Actually,
So an exhibit's opening at the museum
it's
on
you
this
guys.
island?
Never mind.
No. I mean, it doesn't say that.
Okay.
You can assume that if you want, I guess.
I just wrote exhibit opening, super secret, not even the curators know. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
All right, Aries. Who are you?
Alrighty doody. My name is Daniel Bear. I'm a catch and release hunter for a local zoo, but I was formerly a world-traveling big game guide. If it exists, I've hunted it, probably captured it, definitely killed it. My pronouns are he, him.
So you're Robert Muldoon.
Yeah. Like the great-grandchild of a extremely well-known bow hunter.
Give me a roll 2d6s.
That's a 6 and a 1.
A drunken friend told you what they saw on the island. Mostly nonsense, but they died soon afterwards under mysterious circumstances.
I killed it.
it was me.
Yeah, that's dumb.
And-
Stab.
And least but not last, Corwin.
I am
Fuck off,
Doug
Benji.
Arock.
Yes.
I'm Doug Arock. Recently, well, not so recently graduated paleontologist. I've now been stuck in postdoc hell for the better part of half a decade, and opportunities were thin on the ground, which is how I've ended up with this job. Yeah, I'm a little bit scatterbrained and therefore dusty because I don't do my laundry very often and spend too much time out in the field. I think that's about it for now.
All right.
Regular pronouns he, him.
Roll 2d6.
That's a 6.
Total.
Yeah, well, it's a 2 and a 4.
Okay. Well, the other two told me the number, so I was confused. Sometimes there are strange purple storm clouds above the island. What's your rumor?
Can I lick them?
Maybe.
Candy.
Once.
They're grape.
Grape flavored.
All
They're purple flavored.
right. So you have your rumor.
Did it say strange purple clouds or strange purple storm clouds?
Storm clouds. Or I think. Wait. Let me. No. Storm clouds.
Strange purple storm clouds.
All right, now between the four of you, you arrived on a under mysterious circumstances to this island. Believe,
We were hired.
yeah, I would ask you to basically give a synopsis of how you were hired, how you got there.
I guess I kind of did in my background.
Yeah, that was close enough. About what I was looking for.
That's fair. For me, maybe I heard about a
Remember, it is mysterious circumstances, so it doesn't have to be a why, but just a how you found out about it.
I saw a research opportunity on Indeed, and I was like, "Oh, this sounds neat." And they just labeled it as like, "We need veterinarians or will give veterinary experience." So I'm like, "Yes."
And Darius?
As for me, it's just a letter from one of the mysterious benefactors of the zoo that I work for, just sending me out on another assignment.
All right. All right. On the island, you quickly discovered your first dinosaur.
Oh heck!
Holy shit.
Oh,
Were we
what the
expecting
fuck?
this? I was expecting more drama for that.
No, suddenly Dino.
All right, Corwin. Describe the situation. Where were you, and what kind of dinosaur was it?
Ooh.
So this is just basically like right after we've been dropped off on the island with.
Yeah, you as a group encountered a dinosaur. What dinosaur was it, and how did you encounter it? It's not like in Jurassic Park when they see the apatosauruses or whatever they were, brontosauruses, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with. I think we just spot a Euoplocephalus drinking at a stream, kind of maybe on the. I don't know if I'm allowed. Am I allowed to imagine the topography and ecology of this place?
Yeah, it's a volcanic island.
Yeah.
It's a tropical volcanic island.
So I'm just assuming there's like a stream, kind of, freshwater stream coming out of the edge of the forest. We're like still near the coast, and we just see a Euoplocephalus, little armored guy, probably not so little armored guy, having a drinky drink.
And a little sippy.
All right, Ares. How did you feel when you when you first saw a real living dinosaur?
It basically immediately reminded me of hunting rhinos and hippos, knowing immediately that if it came down to, I might be able to, but I'd rather not.
Glaunch, since you have run this before, if I do anything wrong or miss anything, give me a shout, because that's a very good chance that will happen. Just for my own sanity. All right, Amy, what was one uncanny thing about the dinosaur that you saw?
Something uncanny. Oh, bad. Hold on. There we go.
Euoplocephalus.
Yes. So it's just something that like stood out to me.
Yeah.
Maybe the size? Maybe I thought it'd be a lot bigger, and it's surprisingly on the small side.
Okay. And I guess I'll roll a die for this one. Corwin, What was one oddly familiar thing about the dinosaur?
Sorry, do I roll a die or?
I rolled a die.
Okay.
I just to determine which. There's 4 questions
Right.
and 3 of you, so.
Something that's oddly familiar about the dinosaur.
Reminds me of my father. Like...
I was gonna say
I feel like that's a stupid question to be asking you, the paleontologist.
that's why I'm like, I'm just thinking like, I wrote my, my master's thesis on the reproductive habits of Euoplocephalus.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Soon afterward, something went wrong.
Oh no.
Ares, what was your first hint that something was off?
Usually there's bird sounds anywhere anyone goes. And there was nothing. And that only happens when there is a big hunt going on.
Amy, who did you instinctively look to and why? The answer could be myself, if that.
Fair. I think I would probably look immediately to Doug, being the paleontologist, to be like, is this supposed to happen? Like, I'm a little concerned.
All right, Corwin. What is your personal worst case scenario? Corwin?
I'm thinking. Sorry.
Silent.
Doug's been eaten by the dinosaur.
Yeah, Doug's already dead.
That's why all the birds are quiet. They're just taking Doug.
Doug was the one making the bird sounds.
I came here to do some research, and I have some theories on dinosaur mating,
honey.
but it's hard to figure that stuff out from fossils. So I feel like my worst case scenario is dying before getting to watch some dinosaurs fuck.
Nice.
Damn.
Thanks for the follow, launched.
Yeah, thank you for the follow.
Yeah, so... Ares, what made you realize you were in serious trouble?
I got nothing past the bird sounds. Probably having crouched, kind of just checked the ground for any, like, patterns, anything out of the ordinary. Saw a new but distinct path into the foliage.
Alright. Alright, one of you, I don't care which, give me a d6.
I've rolled once already. Someone else go.
Corwin, give me a d6.
I'll roll.
I was looking for dinosaur bones. I
5.
said I was looking for dinosaur bones.
Alright.
Just a single d6, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We are starting out on a debris-strewn beach, which I am going to say is here.
If anyone wants to check out the map, by the way, Benji has the map on his stream. I'll just link him real quick.
I'll just type. Alright, that's your beach. Let's go to the beach. Fucking whatever. Alright,
Each time.
this is where we're gonna be starting. Somebody else roll, I guess Ares, roll a d6.
That'd be a 4.
All right. You know one way off this island, though there might be more. It is a military submarine. There's a military submarine docked somewhere on the island.
Oh.
Sounds like a simple vessel to navigate.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Well, it might be manned.
It's fair. They don't usually just leave them lying around.
Alright. There's a problem.
Problem.
Somebody roll a die. I guess Acme.
Sure. Just one, right?
Because
Because that's a 6.
there's a mystery that needs solving.
Indeed.
Who are the shadowy figures watching you from the bushes, and what do they want?
Oh, shit. Okay.
If you guys
Hello? Are you the research assistants I was promised?
if you guys don't like that one, we can re-roll. It's up to you.
I'm okay with shadowy figures.
All right. And the other reason why you can't just leave is I guess I get to roll a d6 this time.
Ah.
The submarine is damaged, unreachable, or hasn't arrived yet.
Oh.
So which do you guys want?
It's either shadowy figures or the submarine.
No. This is another thing.
Oh, okay.
Is would you rather have it be damaged, unreachable, or not yet there?
I'm leaning towards the latter two.
And I would probably cut the last one, because it already being on the island is neat, or near the island at least. It hasn't arrived yet. Sounds like it's just puttering around in the ocean somewhere.
Okay, so I'm gonna say it's unreachable because you don't know where it is.
Guru says we lost the submarine keys.
It's Tuesday again.
Ah, fuck. What a Tuesday.
So you guys know that there's a military sub, but you don't know where.
Cool.
You're gonna have to figure that out.
Okay.
All right.
I'm betting it's in the volcano.
Definitely.
That's why it's military. It's super secret. Lava submarine. That'd be submagmarine.
All right. Now I gotta get my master sheet up.
Okay.
All right.
Shadowy figures.
Yeah. So you guys have come to this island under mysterious summons for work, and you met a one of the guides on the island whose name is going to be Gary Johnson.
Nice. All right.
And Gary Johnson is basically just like a safari guide.
Nice.
Not a very good safari guide, but he's taken you various places throughout the map, and the island, I mean, and shown you some stuff, including your you Plakophlakis, Zach Galifianakis that you guys saw, and now you are on the beach. And as you are standing on the beach, he's kind of like showing you out in the distance, like look, it's a vast expanse of open water, and you're all just looking that way when from behind you suddenly hear a roar.
Ugh.
What are you gonna do? Acme, what are you gonna do?
I have to go look at my basic moves, right?
Allison immediately pees.
I was gonna say I want to cower. Like I would be terrified.
So you don't have. You could do stuff that aren't in your moves, The moves are specifically for like I'm trying to do a thing.
Oh.
Like if you're just like I want to turn around, you can turn around. That sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. These are just things I'm gonna make you roll for.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I'm usually going to say, you're going to say, hey, can I do this? And I'll be like, give me a roll of some kind, and you should choose one from the list that you think matches that best.
Fair. So I think I wouldn't want to look behind. I would just immediately want to like hide somewhere, and I'd be like, this isn't what I signed up for, and I'd want to try to hide. Which I know is a move.
Are you trying to hide as in like
I wanna
be hidden, or are you just like
I
like
just want to
ducking and
find a
covering?
yeah, ducking and covering. Probably not actually.
Do you
like,
want to be
concealing.
hidden? If you want
Uh,
to be hidden, I'll have you roll.
I'll probably just duck and cover because I don't know what it is. I just know that I don't really want to look at it.
Okay. Aries, what are you doing? I should use your names. Daniel Bear, what are you doing?
Damn, Daniel is gonna, whip out his crossbow and just turn around.
He's
All
gonna
right.
fucking shoot a dino.
Bring it on, motherfuckers! What I'm here for.
Dino DNA.
Dino
Wow,
DNA. I don't trust Gary Johnson. I think he's a raptor in disguise. Clever girl.
Clever girl.
Clever girl.
There's 3 compies in a trench coat.
3 compies in a trench coat.
I need to look at my list of dinosaurs.
Do I get to do anything?
Yes, he will, but I just want to
Okay.
because he turned around. I want to say what it is.
No, you're not allowed, Corwin.
I'm gonna say behind you is a Allosaurus.
Okay.
All right, Corwin, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna turn around and do this game's equivalent of roll psychology.
Yeah.
What are you wanting to do?
So I guess it sounds like, at a glance, I mean, it says for dinosaur expert, on a hit, I'm able to identify species, sex, and whether herbivore, or carnivore. Apart from sex, I feel like we've already been given that information. But
Yeah, I guess I should have said a dinosaur and made you figure it out, but
big scary dinosaur.
it's a big scary dinosaur. But it is an Allosaurus. I already told you that, so screw it.
Yeah. But basically, I'm trying to figure out, what is its. I'm just trying to figure out, like, is it, hunting? Is it just kind of traveling through?
Yeah.
Like, what's it
What's it up to?
doing? Yeah.
Yeah, give me a what is the name of that skill?
Dinosaur expert,
All right, give me a dinosaur expert.
and I get a +2 because I'm a clever boy. And okay, with the bonus, that's a total of 12. 6
Nice.
and 4. Plus
Do you want to
2.
read out the skill if you haven't already?
Yes. So dinosaur expert, when you draw on your knowledge to deal with a real-life dinosaur, roll plus clever. On a hit, you're able to identify its species, sex, and whether it's a herbivore or carnivore. Doesn't take that much specialized knowledge to look at teeth. In addition, on a 10+, you may ask 3 questions from the list below. On a 7 or a 7 to 9, you may ask 1. Questions being, what is its drive? What are its moves? What size pack does it travel in? And what is its weakness? On a miss, it turns out living dinosaurs are different than you thought, for the worse. You can only use this move once per species unless you have the opportunity to study a living specimen more closely. So I get to ask 3 questions.
Yes. Sorry, let me just find a file.
That's fine. I'm
I
gonna go
resent that none of the questions I'm allowed
turn
to
on the
ask
light.
are what is its mating habits.
right there.
Maybe
Do you
that
know
can
what?
fall under what
You're
is
allowed
its
to ask
weakness.
that. DM's
House rule.
Dino Master's house rule. You can ask that question. Down. And where the fuck was it?
Oh shit.
Oh, it's this one. Okay, it's in this one, I think.
Right.
Yeah. Open.
Alright, what did I miss?
Can I not open a fucking...
You missed nothing.
I just want to open a second version of this file in Adobe.
Questions?
Guess I'll open it with Firefox.
Y'all got me stoked for this game. I'm gonna have to run it again soon. I need new victims. I mean, players. Yeah, players. Nice.
Alright,
Can't break.
somewhere there was a list of stuff that I can do, but I don't know where it went.
Is it part of like the DM guide or whatever? I thought I saw something like that in what you shared.
Maybe. It's a list of dinosaur behaviors.
I'm just currently reading the Wikipedia page for Allosaurus.
I feel like that's cheating.
I'm a paleontologist.
It's not cheating for the paleontologist, yeah.
Oh, okay. I found what I was looking for. I guess I do need a D20. I need a D20. You guys don't.
We just get D6s.
All right. Ask your questions, Paleo boy.
All right. First one, psychology. What is its drive?
It looks hungry.
Oh.
What are its moves?
What are its moves? It can run, it can stomp, it can bite, it can swipe with its tail. Yeah.
All right. And
It can roar, but that doesn't do damage.
what is its weakness?
I don't have a weaknesses chart. Its weakness is that it has a gimpy leg.
Oh.
It's slightly limping.
That'll help.
Yeah. If I'm not too terrified, I can help with that.
I guess just as a more general question, what distance is it at approximately?
Oh, a good 20 yards.
Not far.
Not far at all. Yeah, so as you are identifying this thing, it comes barreling down at you, and you hear a pitiful scream from Gary as this thing just
Oh no.
grabs him in his mouth, throws him
Gary!
up in the air, and rips him apart. He screams, and blood goes everywhere.
Gary! Damn. That sucks. I watch that and I go, oh, I didn't ask about the salary.
What are you gonna do?
I'm probably gonna grab the dogs and throw them back in the truck. Bring them the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
yeah.
if I don't clarify something, like, oh, you have a Jeep, and you're like, we should have a Jeep. Just tell me, and I'll be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense that you would have that.
Yeah, you got a Jeep, yeah.
Oh, I thought that's what Gary was driving us out around in.
I didn't specify, so that's a case where you assumed it. I didn't specify it, but it makes sense. So
At least the situation just got better with a next to the magically appearing Jeep.
Yep. Yeah,
DM
so
powers.
I think I'm probably gonna run for the front of the Jeep pretty quickly then, yeah.
all right, Aries. So Allison is sprinting for the Jeep.
I'm probably gonna grab Doug because he's probably still trying to find out how long its teeth are.
I'm still trying to find out what its gender is. I believe
I
I'm
need-
entitled to that information.
And
Yeah,
that's
lift
why I
up,
paused
uh,
before
lift
saying
up
the
the
word
skirt.
teeth.
Classic Ian Malcolm line. Lift up the dinosaur skirts.
Life finds a
Um,
way.
Life finds a way. So you are grabbing Doug and attempting to run with him. Is that what you said?
Yeah, exactly. I figure we're not far from the Jeep, but he's so into his books that I'm just like, come on, Doc, we need to get the fuck out of here.
All right. And Corwin, what are you gonna do? He's Daniel, the hunter, has just grabbed you around the waist and is dragging you toward the Jeep.
I think, he breaks me out of my kind of like, ooh, this is interesting. And I'm like, maybe too interesting. Start running.
All right. You are all gonna have to give me a run roll.
Okie dokie. So, roll plus fit. Okay. Do we do 2d6 or 1?
2d6.
Okay.
Yeah, all the skills are 2d6.
Ah, okay.
Could be worse, but I rolled a 7.
Everything is 2d6 unless I tell you otherwise.
I rolled a 7 total.
Both rolled 7s, huh?
Yes.
I wish I could say the same.
Whoa.
I rolled a 6.
Ooh.
Well, I rolled a 5 plus 1.
Okay, so oh right, yeah. Don't forget, it says on the skill. If you didn't notice, it says to add one of your
Yeah.
ability.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, so
okay,
it's
you all
7 total,
noticed.
yeah.
So for those watching who don't know because you can't see this, a character has 3 stats. Which what are the 3 stats? I don't have it in front of me.
They are clever, fit, and steady.
And you want to go through and say what your guys' stats are, just so the
Yeah.
audience knows.
Sure.
They get to choose depending on what character they are. They get to choose what to put those points into.
Yes. So I'm the doctor. So my stats for each are I have +1 for clever, +1 for fit, +2 for steady. And there was this, in the sheet for the doctor, there's a thing that says, "Hey, consider putting a +2 in steady." So I went, "All right, I've never played this game before. That sounds like a good idea."
Yeah, and just if this wasn't obvious, that gets added to a roll. What do you have,
One of the
Ares?
stats is supposed to be a -1.
I was about to ask the same thing.
It's different for each character.
Oh, okay. So Corwin and I have +2, +1, -1 then?
I don't know.
I was more asking
Seems to be
Corwin.
the same for every character based on the sheets.
I'm blind. I don't have my glasses. I'm
Maybe
sorry.
cheating.
No. Okay, sorry. So that was. I'll
I
just
think they are different though.
mine is
different.
+2, +1, -1.
The only difference I see are the skills, really. There's some different personalities and suggestions and stuff. but
I'm gonna say I rolled a
Stat.
6 then, because I feel like I'd be less fit than clever.
I definitely saw some that were different.
Oh, okay.
Let me
Guess we.
I know the kid has
chose
+1
one.
across the board.
Mine
that makes
is
sense. Okay.
1. I'm just gonna draw it.
Yes, the kid has different stats.
Ah, okay.
It's just the kid who has different stats. Okay.
Okay, yeah, so I got a 6 then. My bad.
All right.
This
So-
and that.
So me and Daniel are not having a good day.
So, Corwin got a pass with complications, and the
Is
other
the
two
complication
got
the other
fails.
2 people tripping and
Yep.
me having to decide what to do?
Yeah. So basically, Allison, who is very much not a survivalist, just like freaking out and tripping all over herself
Oh yeah.
as she goes at the Jeep, and right behind her is Daniel, who's dragging Doug, and in doing so, kind of trips and falls, and
Definitely trip him.
and kind of pushes you forward toward the Jeep. So you're now about you are 15 feet from the Jeep. Allison is about 3 feet behind you, and Daniel is like 5 feet behind you. What are you gonna do?
So I'm at the Jeep but not in it yet?
You are about 15 feet from the Jeep,
Okay.
so you're almost at the Jeep.
And...
You can
Dinosaurs
help one of
charging.
us. As you are looking
Fight it.
between the two, like, which one do I save? The dinosaur just smacks its lips or whatever dinosaurs do and lets out a massive roar and starts walking towards you, slowly picking up speed.
Oh no. I might be reconsidering my veterinary focus.
I gotta say, I was like, oh, I don't, what am I doing? And then the moment the dinosaur came out, I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing. By the way, the rule set does say if players are taking a long time to do something, make bad things happen.
Oh no!
I'm gonna do a...
Holy shit!
I'm gonna do a look over there
Uh-huh.
to attempt to distract the dino.
Take the flare.
So, to, I guess, just read out the skill. So, when you create a distraction to protect a friend, say what it is, and roll plus clever. On a 10 plus, you draw the dinosaur's attention where you intend. Your friend is safe. On a 7 to 9, the dinosaur notices you. On a miss, the best you can do is take the hit for your friend. Will you? If you choose to draw the dinosaur's attention to yourself, you always succeed.
Okay.
So...
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but I forgot what it was. Yes, so go ahead and roll.
I'm gonna try and offer it a better meal and just be like, hey, look at that Euoplocephalus over there. Doesn't it look just so much more filling than, you know, a couple scraps of meat?
I'm gonna need more than you telling the dinosaur where to look.
I mean...
Like, maybe you throw something, or I don't know.
Yeah, I like... yeah, I think just pretty much throw something kind of just in the direction, but like specifically in the direction of the Euoplocephalus.
Okay. Give me a roll.
That's a 12 with bonus included.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So this this Allosaurus, as you throw this, I guess maybe it was a flare because it worked so well. It sees the flare and its head turns and it begins to stomp off in the direction of this Gallifrenacus.
Euoplocephalus.
I cannot remember that name for some reason.
You were close, you were close.
Yeah, it's a heavily injured, significantly weakened herbivore.
Of your particular
Wow.
preference. Wow.
Oh yeah, Allosauruses. Do Allosauruses like armor boys? Allosauruses went after like I know you weren't trying to be realistic, but I think Allosauruses went after like Diplodocus and those guys. I think because they were pack hunters.
Active predator of large animals. Dramatic evidence for allosaur attacks on Stegosaurus. So not quite an armor-plated boy, but yeah, sauropods likely candidates.
Anyway, yeah. So, what are the rest of you gonna do now that you've seen this happen? This dinosaur stomp in the direction of this other dinosaur.
Get in the Jeep.
All right. I'm gonna say you don't need to roll run again because now you're not being actively chased. So you are able to make it to the jeep.
Great.
I'm assuming you're doing the same.
Mm.
So you all hop in the jeep. Who is in the driver's seat?
I figured it'd probably be me.
All right. You go to start the car, and it goes. Won't turn over. Give me a roll of some kind to understand what's happening and how to fix it.
Alrighty. Let's see which one would fit.
If you're ever not sure, I think just do it tends to be a very good catch-all.
Yeah, I was just reading that one. I figure that's probably the way for us to go.
Like,
Which is
it actually
unfortunate.
says drive a car in its example.
Perfect. Which is unfortunate because that's my negative one.
Oh no. Yeah, so it's up,
But that's
up
a
to you.
10 minus 1.
Damn. All right, so
Heartbreak.
that. So you are able to. You just keep turning that key, and it finally kicks over. But as it kicks over, the needle comes up, and then it goes back down.
Oh no.
So now, and it looks like the light comes on, the
Okay.
fuel light.
Good.
But it's
Bad.
on now.
Okay. Well.
Yeah,
Of course, we're low fuel.
That's the complication.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Now, I have to remember how to play the game.
God damn it, Gary. Fill up your Jeep.
I'm just gonna be in the backseat, just being like, deep breaths. This is fine. Everything's fine. There's always some good out of a terrible situation. Like, I'm just
Just trying to center yourself.
yeah.
So one of my actions is to use a location move. Which, how do I do that? So where are you guys driving? Like, just
Let me see the map.
without knowing where you're going, just driving away.
I assume Gary showed us around and maybe showed us like a base camp or a research station or something.
Okay. Yeah, so you there is a base camp. It is a, let me find a good one for that. There is a so like the campus, the control room, dormitories, and all of that. You know that those are here. But and you think you remember how to get there.
Okay.
So you drive along these dirt tracks, and you come across, you enter that the one between there, and you come across a let's see. Let me click. This is where I need the help. I'm like, wait a minute. What am I? What? I read this like 3 times. All right.
So I'm gonna be the cheeky one and say, so if we pause for a long time, bad things happen. But if you pause for a long time, do good things happen?
Good question. Alright.
We at least, basically, the good thing that happens is Allison has a moment to finally center herself
Yeah, I find.
in her meditation routine.
Yeah. And actually, that will help me help give me some clarity of the situation and just be like, okay, how can I help? You stumble across a trank gun and a rocket launcher.
I was hoping for a rocket launcher. I was, however, also going to leave it in the Jeep and someone was going to steal the Jeep, but still.
Of course, yes. The U.S. tariffs are dropped.
So what I'm looking for is the correct way to come up with new locations.
Fear.
I'm not finding it.
Could I or... Basically, I or Doug, just because Allison's in the back seat freaking out, roll Lay of the Land? Because when you and a companion take a quiet moment to get a good vantage point and orient yourself, tell a story. Then roll plus Clever. On hit, the DM will tell you about 2 landmarks, one natural, one man-made, that you can see. On a 10 plus, they also show you where they are on the map. On a miss, you discover imminent peril.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Give me a roll.
Great.
Well, actually, give me a backstory first.
Me or Corin?
Whoever's rolling it. You're telling it to the other one.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, it was my idea, so might as well be me. And because I have a nice little box here that actually tells me what stories I tell. Whenever a move requires you to tell a story, choose one from this list and cross it off. At time you were lost in the wilderness. So, about 15 years ago, I actually found myself in the Amazon. We had a guide, we had locals, but waterfalls suck. I went straight out and over one and found myself in a lake that no one had ever heard of. It took me 3 days and 4 nights to find my way back to something that seemed like civilization. And I'm telling him because I'm noticing the different paths going through the trees that aren't necessarily the road, because a lot of this is overgrown, as jungles do, as I'm cutting through paths that are kind of abnormal, but I start to remember about where Gary took us.
Your Discord cut out.
Oh, I stopped talking about.
Oh.
Yeah.
It just sounded like you got cut off.
Yeah, that's me. I sort of just meander until I stop.
So, give us a roll.
It is 2 4s plus 2, so that would be a 10.
Nice. And the skill says that now I give you locations and where they are.
Yeah, 1 man-made, 1 natural, and where they are on the map because it's 10 plus.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's the answer. That's how to do it. So I don't just.
I got you.
All right, 1 natural. You are traveling along a large river that runs. Let's see if I could draw it without it exploding. Loosely, it runs like that. Maybe that should have been blue, but whatever. Okay. That didn't work. Yeah, so that's the natural location. And the artificial location, you can see the top of the peak of the control room sticking out above the trees, so you know you're going in the right way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have time to scavenge around the compartments of the vehicle while we're driving along?
Yeah, sure. What are you hoping to find? I mean, you do find some basic supplies, first aid kit, a couple flares, some rope.
Okay, so probably the thing I'm looking for the most is a spare fuel tank.
There is a spare fuel tank strapped to the back,
Oh, do I not? Okay, I don't need to roll for that one.
like a jerry can, but you don't know how full it is.
Right. Do I not need to tell a story and roll for this, or?
I don't think you need to, but
Okay.
Could be scavenge.
Yeah.
oh, okay. I didn't realize there was a scavenge skill. Yeah, you can tell
Okay.
a story if you want.
Um, So, you know, oblivious to the ongoing peril, Doug starts talking about how much he loves dinosaurs and how he fell in love with them as a kid. You know, just grew up in the good old Alberta Badlands and would just, you know, go fossil hunting with his parents and friends just whenever he could. Always thought they were the coolest thing. As you can tell, I'm a pretty bad storyteller, but it's what you get.
It's fine. Yeah, so give me a roll.
The good news
I
is
should have
Corin.
just accepted your charity.
My bad. But the good news is, Corin, we actually know when you finish a story instead of just slowly petering off.
It's alright, I wasn't paying attention to your stories because I was trying to figure out how to play the game.
Alright, so let me just double check. Oh, no, it's not as bad as I thought because I do get a +2 clever bonus, so I do squeak by with a 7.
Nice.
Yeah. So you do find the things I said. Although while you are searching around, you can see that you find the fuel tank and you pick it up, but it's empty.
The other bad thing that apparently canonically happens is I'm apparently, on top of being scatterbrained, I'm clumsy, and so I made a hell of a lot of noise while doing my search according to the scavenge skill, which I should have remembered to read out, so I'll do that now.
Okay.
So scavenge is when you and another hero take a quiet moment to search for useful objects or information, tell them a story, and roll plus clever. On a 10+, you find something useful, maybe even that one thing you were hoping for. On a 7 to 9, you find something handy, but you make a lot of noise. You can pretend no dinosaurs heard you, if you want. On a miss, you find something bad.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I find a mostly empty jerry can, I think you said, and probably, like, you know, banged it against the side of the Jeep accidentally, like when we hit a bump in the road.
I'll just...
So yeah, as you do that, you start to hear a chorus of roars in the distance, almost as if they're responding to the sound of you bumping the the metal.
Great. Well, we need to find shelter. There's no way we're ever gonna stand up to those things if we're not quiet, for one thing. Like, I'm genuinely pissed at Doug. And I'll be like, has anyone seen anything that we can nearby that we can make our way to? Maybe there's something we can like some medical supplies or something we can protect ourselves with we can find?
Alright, Doc, I'm trying to get us back to the Hill House back up there. Assuming we don't make too much noise, we won't have too many visitors, too.
Well, I can keep an eye out, but we just need to be careful.
Well, everybody sit tight and keep your head down. Keep an eye out the window, and I'll keep an eye out the front. Make sure we don't run anything over.
So as you keep driving, you are you're watching as the dial is getting closer and closer to 0 on the gas. Suddenly, out in front of you, right in the road, stepping out of the river, is a enormous dinosaur with with an elongated snout and a huge sail on his back.
I think it's time for me to do my usual thingy thing and identify it.
You're gonna have to. I think Ares is gonna have to roll a die to not crash into the dinosaur.
Yeah. Ares is a person who knows what this is. Ares is a person who's saying, fuck. But alright. What do we think? Maybe hold on to your butt? I'm not entirely sure what that one is, actually.
Hold on to your butt is sheer physicality to power through difficulty or ignore debilitating injury. Roll plus fit. Tough it out.
Maybe not that one.
Yeah. Just do it?
Yeah, it's probably another just do it.
Alright, I'll roll just do it.
Yeah, because I like the on a miss. Well, you know what happens. I guess we didn't actually read that one out. So just do it is when you do something you can usually do easily, for example, unlock a door, quietly cross a room, or drive a car, under pressure, say what will happen if you mess up, then roll plus steady. On a hit, you pull it off. On a 7 to 9, you slipped, hesitated, or cut corners. The DM will offer you a hard choice. On a miss, well, you know what happens.
Just making sure. There's no like help action in this game or anything. No one can like boost this roll at all.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
There's take my hand. That's probably the closest thing.
Yeah, on a hit they succeed with your help. Yeah.
Anyone run a real quick roll that for us?
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I rolled a 7, but I have a -1.
Oh boy. Okay.
I mean, I'm next to you in the car, I think, so I guess it
True.
makes the most sense for me to roll take my hand.
You grab the wheel.
Take my hand.
Jerk this way.
Yeah, I mean,
Take my hand.
That's actually probably what you're gonna do is yank on the wheel because the brakes
Yeah.
weren't working.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming that if it was a roll plus steady for him, it's a roll plus steady for me. Because so what Take My Hand says is when you stop what you're doing to help someone else in trouble, roll plus whatever makes the most sense. So the skill bonus is, situational. On a hit, they succeed with your help. On a 7 to 9, choose one. You two are separated from the group, or you solve their problem but create one for yourself.
Oh, goody.
And on a miss, you made it worse for both of you.
Great.
And I think that's whatever Dex is.
Would that be fit or steady?
Probably steady.
I feel like steady is more like
Yeah.
psychological, but
Yeah,
Oh,
fit
that's
makes
fair.
sense because it's fit, steady, and
clever.
clever. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I would say, you know what? Fit or steady? I don't care. One of the two.
I mean, it's going to be fit because one of them is +1, one of them's -1. But
All right. Fine with me.
And And that is, thank God, it was fit because that's a 7 with the bonus.
Oh, whew.
All right. Yes. So
I mean, I think I solved their problem, but create one for yourself is the one that makes sense to me here. So,
all right.
I feel like I
Very
Doug
well.
should get
or
personal
you
injury.
choose.
So what happens is you notice the you notice this dinosaur come out in front of you, and you realize that slamming on the brakes isn't going to do it. You're still going to hit it. So you reach over and you just yank the wheel to the side, which works. The car just suddenly turns 90 degrees, and you go flying out the side.
That's basically, yep. That's exactly what I thought.
Great. And I'll be like,
Good
oh my
boy.
gosh! Like, as I see him falling through, and I'm like, oh god. Like,
Now,
I'll look out the window. Get out of here, bots.
all right.
Bean.
I need to figure out how to do damage.
That's fair.
Maybe I can just land in a bush and all is fine.
Okay, you
don't
don't get an
need to-
injury because it wasn't a missed roll, so I won't give you an injury.
Fair enough.
All right.
Just get some scrapes from.
Yeah, just some scrapes and bruises. So now the Jeep is fully off the road. It hasn't like crashed or anything, but it's kind of gone down off the road. And you, Doug, are lying on the ground about within 10 feet of this enormous dinosaur on the road.
Great.
What are you gonna do?
I mean, like, does dinosaur expert? I mean, I'm assuming that would be something that like takes time for me to properly identify it.
If you want to do a snap identification, I would allow that. But you just won't get the full info.
Okay, I'm just.
Honestly, I don't think that there's any real sense of timing in that. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, I remember this about that dinosaur, so whatever. Yeah, that can be instant.
Okay. Yeah, I was just looking.
You're
at
not
the
necessarily
options.
studying the dinosaur more than you're just like, oh, I recognize that one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so-
someone like pulls Doug out of the way, be like, "Stop it! Get out of here!"
I'm actually like trying to learn whether playing dead is actually my smartest move.
Ah,
But I guess the closest thing to that would be hide. But so like, would I be allowed to do dinosaur expert and then hide, does it just make more sense? Okay.
I think dinosaur expert is an instant skill.
All right. Give me 1 second. My dice flew off into the distance.
Oh no.
Had camouflaged itself in the carpet. But yeah, I rolled a 10 plus 2, so
Damn.
that's
So-
success.
You would recognize this as a male Spinosaurus. And you would know that Spinosaurus are pescivores, meaning they eat fish.
okay.
However, you also know that they're, or you don't know because you're a paleontologist, but it is assumed that they are highly territorial. You may ask me 3 questions.
Alright. What is its drive?
It is. It was just walking, and then it was curious about your. Now it's curious about the thing that almost just hit it.
Yeah. Good crunch.
And it's probably gonna think that that's some sort of rival, territorial rival.
What size pack does it travel in?
1.
Good. And what is its weakness?
Its weakness is that it what is its weakness? What is the weakness of a fucking because it is designed to catch fish, it is not very good at hunting on land.
Venus can't play video games.
Can't play.
Alright.
Not dexterous enough.
So, yep.
The Normiosaur. It only plays games on its phone.
I'm just going to play dead and basically, try to not present as a territorial threat. So, I don't know if that's hide or...
That's gonna be a hide.
Alright.
I might have been distracted by my cat.
They almost hit a Spinosaurus with a
Yeah.
Jeep.
Yeah.
Alright.
As we do.
So, did we read the hide skill earlier?
No.
I'm sure we did. Okay, so when you hide from a predator, say where you are hiding and roll plus clever. On a hit, either it can't find you or get to you, you're safe. On a 7 to 9, someone else is exposed. If you stay hidden, you'll be fine, but they won't. If you're alone, the DM will offer you a different hard choice. And on a miss, surprise, it's right on top of you. So I rolled a total of 11.
Damn,
Alright,
jeez.
So that is a hit.
That was good.
It does not seem to see you.
I'm not a fish, and I'm not big enough to be a territorial rival, therefore, as long as I don't get up at least.
It doesn't see the other two, but it definitely is curious about the Jeep.
Okay.
It's not like, oh look, some more food, but it's like, what the fuck is this thing? So it is actually going toward
Okay.
Jeep now to
Jeep time.
inspect it.
Okay.
Which side of the Jeep is it on? Is it on passenger or is it on driver?
Well, it's behind you now
Perfect.
because the Jeep is now 90 degrees perpendicular to the road.
Daniel's like, perfect. The end that Allison's at. Good.
Great. Yeah, I'm at the back. So I'm gonna at this point have shakily have gotten out a pen and paper. And I'm hiding because I can see this thing coming towards me, I think. I can roll for it if I need to, but am I able to I don't know, discern if it has any kind of injury or just that it's walking kind of weird or something? Yeah. I don't really know what
You
that would
wouldn't.
be. No?
I don't think that's really your character's thing.
Yeah, because I wouldn't know.
Basically, you wouldn't learn anything more than I've already told Corin.
Yeah.
Is
Fair
is my point.
Okay.
I think your character could figure out something about the dinosaur, but you wouldn't learn any new information
Okay.
from me.
Fair. Well, I wouldn't... Okay, so I wouldn't want to make any sound. Would I have seen Corwin? Would I have seen the dino go up to Corwin and be like, and just keep walking, kind of thing?
Would you?
I think I would have looked towards Corwin towards Doug because he fucking got yeeted out of the Jeep, and I wanted to make sure he was okay. So I think I would. But then I would immediately pretty much hide when I saw the dino coming for me. So I think I'll probably just hide. Because I wouldn't feel necessarily maybe as like I wouldn't feel the need to like look for a weapon or something.
And before I make you roll,
Yeah.
what are you doing, Ares?
I was actually going to say, with my experience hunting anything on land or sea, I probably recognize this thing's snout, like some of the sharks or alligators, or are they crocodiles, that I've hunted and gone, that thing can absolutely get that nose in this Jeep. We need to get the fuck out of here, Allison. Let's go. And actually be like trying to take her out of the back seat and through the passenger door, which I assume is already open.
So I'll let you guys resolve that then.
That's fair. So you're pulling me?
Yeah,
Trying to get out
I'd be
of Jeep?
pulling you. Probably either, well, probably hiding and to take my hand. If I want to do double roll, if you're okay with
I
that.
won't make you do double rolls.
Okay.
Alright.
That's fair.
Every time,
Hmm?
Doing double rolls is actually the chance of you passing both is significantly lower than the chance of you passing either.
Right.
That's why I was asking. I'm like, are you gonna make me do this? I know
Not
the
a
odds.
Yeah.
I'll make you choose whichever one you'd prefer
Mhm.
if there's a choice between the two.
Okay. Yeah, knowing that Daniel is a seasoned hunter and probably knows what's going on, or at least has some good idea, I'll probably I won't fight it. I'll just go with him.
Yeah,
Very
I'll
sneakily get out.
take my hand, but I'll use clever because it's trying to hide us both.
Right.
Yeah, that works. That works great.
That is a 9. 7 plus 2.
Do you want to be separated from the group, or do you want to
I would
solve
want
their
to be
problem and create
near.
it yourself?
I'd want to be near.
Not you.
No, I know.
It's not your choice.
I know. But if he's like trying to hide us, I'd be like, but Doug. No!
I mean, you have the
Thematically, it
option.
would actually make sense to split
Either-
you here.
Yeah, either the two of us are split off from the group, or I solve your problem, but I create one for myself.
True.
And I know what that problem would be, so I don't really want to do that one.
Alright.
So I'm gonna say that the two of us, although we vaguely know where Doug is, we don't quite get to him and end up in a different part of the jungle hiding from the Spinosaurus.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys kind of sneak out of the car without being seen by this dinosaur, and it noses around, pokes at it with its snout, sniffs it, and as you guys do the classic, like, it goes around and you go around, and then you have to basically back off and run into the jungle,
Alright.
leaving Doug and the Jeep behind. Now, Doug, as you're lying there and watching all this happen, you see this thing getting increasingly annoyed at what it's looking at, not understanding it, and just gets its nose under the Jeep and just flips it up on it, and it goes tumbling over and just crunch down on the top. What are you gonna do? You're still laying in the
I'll go
middle
over.
of the road.
Do it again. Alright, no. So I'm lying in the middle of the road. And
So on
at
your
that
side of the
point-
road is a large river. On the other side is the jungle that these two just went into.
Okay. And the Spinosaurus is still here
Yes.
at the moment, or it's wandered off?
It is fucking with the car, but it's a good 30, 40 feet from you.
You jump
Probably
into the
closer to
water
30.
and it thinks you're a fish.
Become a fish.
Swim, Doug. Swim! Don't become Bob. Be Doug.
Yeah, but he would have to have no
Whoa.
arms and no legs to be Bob.
Yeah. I kind of just like roll slowly onto my belly, start carefully moving a little bit, and then sprint for the forest. Because I don't want to fuck with this thing in its home territory, the river.
That's fair.
So you're going across the road toward the dinosaur?
I'm trying to like loop around, so like kind of go along the road in the direction we were traveling with. So I'm just kind of like
Okay.
creeping, and then trying to go around. So I'm assuming that's a run,
Yeah.
which we also I believe forgot to read out earlier. So when you run for it, roll plus fit. On a 10 plus, you escape to a safe location. The DM will describe it. You know roughly where you are. On a 7 to 9, you choose one. You get to a new location, but you're still being pursued, or you escape the threat into a new perilous situation. On a miss, you get injured, and the threat is still around.
All right.
Wish me luck.
Give us a run.
It's fair launched. Yeah, no, better to go for the
Oh.
the forest.
Well, I rolled base 12, so
Oh,
you know,
jeez.
with a +1
Oh.
bonus.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. So you do manage to skirt around this thing. It's busy with the car. It doesn't even notice. And you run off into the jungle. And let me look up a cool location.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that you find a radio tower.
Ooh.
As you're going into the jungle, get out of here.
Get out of here.
Cheap viewers.
I ban thee.
As you're heading into the jungle, you kind of push your way through it. It's thick jungle. After 5 or 6 minutes, you kind of push aside the foliage, and there in front of you is just this large metal tower with a small building at the bottom and a ladder going all up.
Okay.
Back to you two. So you are currently fleeing in the jungle. What is your goal? Where are you going? What's your plan?
Okay. Well, I think Allison would be most interested in, like, well, I mean, finding a safe space, like being in a sheltered space.
This is a safe place.
Right.
No, sorry, that was a joke. I meant like, this is a safe space.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. You can say whatever you need to. Yeah. And finding maybe some kind of like. Actually, you know what? I think I'd be. Because I want to find medical supplies too, because I don't have any. Well, I do. I have some, but not a lot. Because I'd want to be.
You definitely
able to...
didn't have time to take the
No.
first aid kit out of the
No.
Jeep.
I mean, my character just has a first aid kit on them, I think, but that's
okay.
but it's only one, so it's like, so yeah, I think I'd be like probably asking Daniel, being like, hey, when you were driving, did you see anything that was like looked like a place where we could like find supplies or communicate or something, like someplace where the dinos are not going to try to eat us potentially? And I'm like slowly getting more like a little bit stressed about it, and then I'm just like, it's fine. Everything's good. This was so worth the research trip.
So I figure I'm either on my special move tracker or using lay of the land again to try and find either a place or Doug.
What's tracker do?
For tracker, when you study your immediate environment for spoor, roll plus clever. On hit, you know what animals have been here recently, though you may not know exact dinosaur species and the size of their group. I figure I can also use that to track a man.
Manspore.
Manspore. Did he break any leaves as he fucking sprinted through the jungle? In addition, on a 10 plus, in addition, on a 10 plus, ask 3. On a 7 to 9, ask 1. Where did the animal come from? Where are the animals headed? How can I catch them unaware? What else should I know about that might not be obvious? The answers should be substantial. For example, where do the animals come from? Should not be that away, but instead a body of water to the east.
Okay. Whichever of those you want to do. I think if you want to do the lay of the land, you're in the middle of a thick jungle. You're gonna have to get a vantage point to do that.
That's fair. And I just like the idea of playing the most dangerous game. I'm just gonna hunt a man.
Yeah. That's. Go ahead and roll.
Well, that's a 6 and a 5 on a dice, so that's 13.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. So with your well-honed tracking skills, you are able to quickly find a trail that looks like it heads off in another direction, which definitely looks like it's a person trail. If you've ever seen one, there's boot marks and everything.
All right. I think I get 2 more, so I would probably ask, what else should I know that might not be obvious? Is there any other trails that are distinctly not man?
There's definitely other tracks on this trail that are not human. There's definitely boot tracks, but there's definitely dinosaur tracks.
Would I be able to tell, like, how fresh they are? Like, it's like, oh yeah, it's the Spinosaurus over there that literally just came through here, or hey, there's 17 compies that were here 3 hours ago, and their tracks are basically dry now.
That can be a third question. So the boots are fresh, easily, and the dinosaur footprints also look fresh.
Great.
Whether or not they happened before the boots or after, you're not sure. But they're clearly within the past few hours.
Somewhere in the distance, Doug breaks into a cold sweat for no particular reason.
I figured Doug feels like he's being hunted.
Yeah, so Doug, what are you gonna do? You're at a radio tower.
So I am in a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a structure at the base of the tower and then a ladder going up.
Yeah.
So I guess I start by going over to the structure and trying the door.
It has a big old chain with a padlock around the door.
All right. Any windows I can peer through?
No. Just a concrete box.
All right. I'm going to scavenge. Now, I'm by myself. Do I just monologue a story, or am I not allowed to tell a story because I'm by myself?
I do not know, actually.
Launched in the system, we need your assistance.
So, let's see.
What's the move you're doing?
Scavenge.
Scavenge?
Doug just goes into a flashback.
It says
I mean,
when
they
you and
all
another
say
hero take a quiet
specifically-
moment to search. So
Yeah,
it sounds like
it
it's...
specifies is that it's multiple people.
Yeah. No story for Doug.
When some or all of you act together, for example, everyone scours the room for clues, the hero's in the best position to succeed over the highest relevant stat rolls. Alright. that doesn't really clarify what I was looking for, but I mean, I just kind of assume that I don't get to share a story since there is nobody there, not even
Yeah.
NPC.
I think you can still make the roll. You just can't share the
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
All right. The excellent dice rolls continue. That's 2 5s plus
Oof.
2.
Good lord.
Nice. Yeah.
So I was basically looking for a spare key. I've like, you know, if it's under a rock or a garden pot around the back, under the welcome mat. I'm sure there's a welcome mat.
So you kind of go around. There's like a chain link fence as well, with a like it's open. You can get in it, and you look around for a key. What you do find is several tools. Like there's a shovel and a rake, kind of leaning up against the back of the shack.
You have every right
But-
to pretend the dinosaurs don't hear. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. All right. So there's a shovel and a rake. Those are basically the tools there.
But and you do not find a key.
All right. Figure I'll grab the shovel as a makeshift weapon of sorts, and make my way up the radio tower to get the lay of the land.
Okay. Yeah. So you climb up this radio tower. I don't think you need to roll anything to climb a ladder. Unless your character's afraid of heights.
I assume I leave the shovel kind of propped at the base of the ladder because I don't figure I'll need it on the way up and it's ungainly.
And you don't have a sheath.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you go up this tower. You can see far and wide across the jungle. You can see all the landmarks that I previously mentioned.
Can I roll a lay of the land?
You
to
sure
try and
can.
spot any new ones? Still no storytelling, but I'll roll plus clever again. 5, 3, and plus 2 bonus equals a 10. So that's 1 natural, 1 man-made landmark.
You are on the map.
Hmm?
Look at that. On a 10 plus, I show you where you are on the map.
Yes, that too.
Ooh.
All right. So from where you are, you can see there. You can see jungle. that is one
Wow.
of the things. I'm not gonna give you that one. That's mean. So there is a large lake that is. Put it on the map. There's a large lake. Just draw. Why you... I clicked the circle button, my god. There's your lake. This blue line isn't anything. So there's your lake. And also, you can see, off in the distance, a huge dome, glass dome, which is going to be here. And you are here. You are here.
Okay.
Yeah. What are the other two doing?
The two of us?
Yeah. Actually, before we go, I need to take a 2-minute break.
All right, that's
Fill my
fine.
water, but-
Get some snacks, get some drinks, everybody.
Yeah.
I'll take a
How's
little
it going?
breather.
How are we liking it?
That's pretty good. I like it. I find that I want to do more as the doctor, but I'll get there eventually.
Oh, don't worry. I plan on getting injured soon.
Oh no.
Honestly, it's insane you guys have not been injured yet. The roles
All
you've been
the
doing.
rolls have been real good.
It's Doug's role. I swear he's gonna start T-posing and just clip through the geometry and just end up at the sub.
Hey guys, I found
Throwing
it.
15s over and over again.
Oh my god.
It's like Guru said, unlike the, my dice are always loaded, but unlike the last game, this time it's actually good that I keep rolling high.
Yeah.
As opposed to last time, every time there was a sanity check, just be like, I don't need that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you hadn't picked up the shovel, I was considering giving you my hunting knife, so...
Don't
Alright, I'm gonna
worry,
go fill my
when it
water,
comes to
maybe make a
combat,
tea.
the other shoe will drop.
I just know what happened last time. Amy's told me a lot about it, so,
It's very funny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glunch, we played Call of Cthulhu a couple months ago, so it was quite fun. On stream.
I'm just gonna. I'm like came into this and I'm like I'm wondering if I can find a way to at a suitably dramatic moment just slit a dinosaur's throat.
Yeah, just straight up be like, hey, what an opportune moment. Just slit a dino's throat.
I mean, I really hope at some point I have a plausible excuse to try and ride a dinosaur.
That would be very funny.
That's that is legitimately one of my #1 objectives for this game.
Just want to ride a dino. I think I honestly might just try to gather, like, I don't know, leaves and bits and twigs and bark and things that I can find just to, like, I'll clean them as best I can and just try to use them as, like, makeshift splints and things. So, I don't know, we'll see what I can do. That's the plan right now.
Bleeding from a terrible gash from your shoulder. Can I offer you some willow bark tea?
Because, like,
Soothes headaches.
yeah. Luckily, I do have a first aid kit, so at the very least I can, like, I don't know how much of it I can use. Like, probably just, is it like one-time use? Probably. But I've got a first aid kit, a pen light, and a container of pain pills. So, if anybody's in a whole lot of pain and I don't got anything, at least I can give you some pills.
Oh yeah, I just forgot. I have basic excavation tools, so I've probably at least got a hammer.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
So
Yeah,
I was like, that might actually be that or the shovel. I'm not sure which is best to tackle the lock with.
Fair enough. Maybe I'll make some makeshift bandages with leaves. I'll need to find something for rope, though. More leaves.
What's this bandage made out of? Leaves. What's the rope made out of?
Leaves.
Wait, what?
What's this tea made out of? Leaves.
Leaves.
What's Allison made out of?
That's a secret. I'm entirely not human. Also, cat break. Maybe. There he is.
Hey, buddy. Hey.
Hey, Bo. I
Hey.
still think we should have made him a character sheet.
I know. Maybe next time, hey, buddy.
What's a jetpack made out of? Leaves.
The jetpack runs on leaves. You just have to keep shoveling them in, like,
Yeah.
at a frenetic pace to avoid the jetpack running out of fuel.
Just the bags of dead fall leaves.
Shovel them in. There you go. You're very handsome.
It really is just a localized black hole.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm petting nothing. Boy, Want me to bring the camera over closer?
Just a slightly
really.
furry, fuzzy ball of nothing.
There he is. Hey. There's your eyes. You can see. There's your head.
The void is staring at us.
Yeah. There. There you go. There we go.
I might actually use the washroom real quick. As Benji comes back. Oh no, not though.
I back.
Perfect timing. Amy just left.
She saw you
Great.
coming back and was like, oh god.
Valid. My little robot thing that I'm making, I had to order some parts from Dino, and so I did, and they sent me a message saying we can't ship that to you, or we can't verify your payment because we don't know how much it costs because of the tariffs.
I just thought in general, it's like, yeah, we made this thing and never decided how much it costs, so you're not allowed to have it.
Yeah, they don't know what the actual price of it is because the tariffs keep changing.
Yeah, they're here, they're there, they're gone, they're back again, they're more,
They're here,
less.
they're every fucking where.
Yeah.
Really can.
They're like gummy bears.
Amazon's going to need to implement one of those like you know when there's an expensive software package and so they don't want to just list a price on the website and it's just like please contact us for a quote. That's just going to be Amazon's new default like instead of showing the
God.
price it'll just be like yes, please contact the seller for a quote.
That's the worst. I hate that. I hate that so much. I just want to know the price so I can know what I'm getting into. Like, I want to know if I, a person, can afford this, or whether I have to have a business.
I mean, I think pretty much the answer is that they're basically saying we don't care about you as a person. So.
Oh yeah, I mean.
But it does suck. I agree.
There's the assembled but not attached leg. Not,
Nice.
it doesn't have all the gears in it that'll make the leg motion happen.
And as soon as we stop switching back over to Ekami's camera, we'll actually be able to see it. It looks cool though, from what we can see.
What? What do you mean?
On Discord, it keeps switching back over to Ekami's camera.
Oh,
When you're
weird.
trying to show it,
do
it's
you
just
have
flashing
just,
back and forth.
You just have one image in focus, not all the images in kind of a small grid?
Oh.
Yes.
You can just make a grid.
I could, but then everyone's going to be the size of a thumb.
What do you want, a laptop?
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, laptop and our TV.
Sorry, a notebook.
I have returned. I apologize. What are we talking about?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
What did I do?
making fun of you.
Oh. Okay.
I'm sitting down now, so I apologize in advance if I start slouching. I just need to rest my feet.
It just happens. That's okay.
Alright, so we were
Lloyd. It was over to me and Daniel.
looking at Allison and Daniel and
Yes.
seeing what they're getting up to as they follow the trail.
Indeed. As we're following the trail, could I, like, scavenge to see if I can, I don't know, look for leaves and twigs for, like, makeshift medical, like, bandages or, like, something I can make
Yeah.
splints with?
Want to look for some herbal medicine?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sure.
Let's
Yeah, you
see.
can tell a backstory.
Yeah, because I haven't done that yet. Okay. So, yes. Tell them a story. Roll plus clever. Okay. So, looking at my character sheet, I do have a number of stories that I can tell. So I can either say why I became a doctor, time I was terrified, a nearly fatal mistake I made, when someone miraculously pulled through, and how I blow off steam. Oh, hi, Bo. Well, first, it's cat time. Oh, I just realized I'm clicking on myself.
Bo says you have to talk about how you blow off steam.
Figure. The time you were afraid. Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
Now.
now. Yeah, really. Yeah.
You knocked off my dice.
How dare you?
He wants to play.
What did he roll?
I don't know. I can't see it. Need another die. Where the hell did that land?
I was playing the kid archetype.
Yeah, really. Oh wait.
I was playing the dinosaurs.
He rolled.
He rolled a 5. Good rolls.
All right.
Wow.
Get out of there. Okay. I'm going to tell the story of. There we go.
Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Have you heard the tale? I'm gonna say maybe a nearly fatal mistake. So I've
Accepting this job offer?
yeah.
The time you fed someone some berries you found in the forest?
No. No, so I'll say, like, so, I mean, you probably, it might be a bit odd for maybe someone like me to be all the way out here, but, it was, I really had a recent calling, to really, try to pursue veterinary medicine, and, a lot of my, how I came here, I mean, I went through medical school, I did the whole shebang, but, there was a practicum that I was, a part of, and I made a really small error when I was trying to, demonstrate what type of drug we should give, this person who was exhibiting certain symptoms.
You killed.
And what I didn't
Overdosed
check.
a patient in the hospital.
Oh no! I was having a bit of a rough day that day, so my mind was a little not all there, and I was already nervous about this practicum, but I had neglected to check if they were allergic to any kind of medication, and with what I had suggested be given to them, they broke out in hives, and it nearly closed their throat. Luckily they had an EpiPen, but it's really rattled me. So I kind of thought, I've got all this knowledge, but I need to really focus. I can't make a mistake like that again. And I thought, like, if there's some kind of piece that I can find, maybe just caring for animals is something like a little different path. I can still use what I've learned from my schooling, but maybe in just a different environment and different patients.
What about caring for dinosaurs?
Is that what Daniel says to me? What about caring for dinosaurs? I mean,
What I'm hearing, that's what I'm hearing,
yeah.
is you gave medicine to a child, they had a severe allergic reaction, and you went, you know what? Let's not kill kids. Let's kill animals instead.
No.
That's what I'm hearing.
No. I just wanted a different change of pace. Oh.
It's kind of fucked up, Allison.
The insurance premiums are less severe in the veterinary industry.
Yeah,
Oh my
they
God.
died in the operating table. It was a routine checkup.
One thing just led to another.
And I'm just having this conversation, and I go, well, serves me for opening up, I guess. Anyway, and I just keep looking for leaves and shit. Oh my God. What do I roll
alright.
for scavenge?
Yeah, give me a scavenge roll.
Is it just 2d6 plus? Yeah,
It's
yeah.
always 2d6.
Okay, cool. Again, I haven't really rolled anything other than like the beginning. Plus,
Luck.
what is it? Clever. Oh, okay. Oh my God.
Okay.
Well, that's a 3 total. Ow. Ouch.
Including the bonus?
Oh yeah.
Did you just roll
I rolled
ones?
2 ones. I did. Ooh.
Ouch.
Oh yeah. Big oof.
We're really not avoiding the stereotype of the bimbo lady who comes along in the Dino movie.
Sadly.
If we can call her a bimbo.
Oh, thank you, Glow.
Oh yeah. So on a
Yeah, so I fucked it up. So what happened?
miss,
I
you
find-
find something bad.
I find poison. Poison ivy.
Not gonna. That'd be too mean.
Oh.
Yeah.
A
So
dinosaur
you.
nest with an angry mother.
I like that actually. Yeah. Good.
Oh,
good,
great.
Good on you. So yeah, you're rooting around in the underbrush, and you move some bushes aside, and there is a wee velociraptor
Oh,
or
God.
raptor of some kind.
Yeah.
Like small theropod with teeth.
Great.
Yeah. Mm,
Why does anyone invite me to these things?
What's Oh, it's only thank you, Conch. Is Daniel near me?
yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna freeze. And I'm gonna try to be like, Daniel, help!
Is it just like a juvenile or like a young raptor, or is it like a full-sized raptor?
Oh no! It's a babby.
It's a wee
It's a
bab.
babu.
It's a wee bab.
Okay.
It's a babu with some eggs around it.
All right. I have a plan,
Okay.
and I'm going to reach in to my snack bag and take a single piece of jerky, wave it in front of it.
Hey,
And then-
kid, you want a fruit snack?
Basically, hey, kids.
You want a cheese
Eat it
string?
into the jungle.
You're gonna yeet it into the jungle?
Yeah, I'm gonna eat the.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat the raptor in the jungle. No, I'm gonna eat the piece of jerky
Oh,
into the
okay.
jungle. I'm just gonna pick up the baby. Yeet! The size of a football, right?
So you do that, and the baby looks at you and cocks its head and doesn't move.
Even though it's got the scent of beef jerky.
Yep. It's a baby. They don't chase meat.
Wouldn't they have some? Maybe not.
You may have attracted
instinct.
something bigger, though.
Oh, goody. Wouldn't it not know it as food?
Well, he threw it into the jungle.
Yeah, but if it's sent, you'd be
I
like,
think
oh,
the
what's
baby's
that?
just used to the mom giving it food
Yeah.
at this stage.
Oh,
So-
Baby birds don't hunt.
yeah, fair.
You should have chewed on the beef jerky and then barfed it onto the baby, and then it would.
Spit on the child. All right. We're going to
Spit on that
steadily
thing.
back away from the baby.
Yeah. I thought
Push us
about
back and leave.
yeah. I thought about using my pen light, but I think that'll just make it aggravated or scared or whatever. So I'm just gonna leave it.
I'm gonna say that's gonna need a roll for you guys to get away without being seen by any other dinosaurs that might be
Is that a hide?
around taking care of the baby.
That's fair. Is that a hide? What would that be?
Hide or run, either one, whichever you prefer.
I feel like I'd rather hide. I wouldn't really want to run.
Yeah, I'm more clever than I am fit.
That's better. What's my plus?
What's my plate?
That's fine. 9 total.
All right. You doing hide or run?
I'm doing hide.
All right. Yeah, so you kind of sneak away, and you manage to kind of get past it, and then as Daniel is passing the nest, he hears a growl, and he realizes in the pit of his stomach that one, baby animals aren't often alone, and two, he just threw meat into the woods.
Which I'm realizing, looking at the arrow moves, there's actually a roll for that. Look over there.
Oh, right. Forgot about that.
Oh no, look over there is a distraction technique.
Yeah, because we were
yeah.
trying to distract the baby.
Trying to distract the baby with meat.
Oh, okay. You did, yeah. I guess you didn't. I wasn't really thinking of it as attacking, so I wouldn't. Yeah.
Fair.
I mean, you could have done that. I just didn't think of it.
That's just none of us knowing the game 100%. It's all good.
So, yeah, something is in the woods by the baby, growling, and it's coming at you. All right, switching back to Corwin.
Cool.
You are up on a radio tower, getting the lay of the land.
Alright, I've done that. Yeah, I guess well, jungle's thick, so I wouldn't see anything anyway. So I just go back down, and
So as you are climbing down this thing about 20 feet from the ground, you look down and you notice there's a small, or at least it looks small, theropod down there, feathered theropod.
delightful.
And it's just kind of like poking around, hopping around, kind of looking at your footprints, smelling, sniffing, snuffing, snoffing.
Shipschnaffen.
I'm going to roll for psychology now. Just roll dinosaur expert.
Alrighty.
That is another amazing success. 5 and 6. I'm beginning to think these dice are actually loaded.
Have you rolled below a 10?
Yes.
I don't think you've rolled a fail yet, though.
No.
I've rolled a 7 twice, and I think it's a apart from that, it's been all 10 and above.
So yeah, what you are looking at is a velociraptor.
I suspected as much. Gender?
Female.
Alright.
They, them.
Do I have to ask questions from that list, or can I?
You're supposed to, but I don't mind if you ask other questions as long as they're not
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I guess like the one I was thinking of is like, has it noticed me?
But it's noticed
On
your
the ladder.
scent.
Senpai?
It's noticed that you're there. I don't think it knows you're up the ladder yet, though.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think for Velociraptors, gotta ask what size pack does it travel in?
They tend to travel in packs of 4 or 5, but you only see one.
And, what is its drive?
Its drive is it is looking for food.
Alright, well, I mean, I stopped going down the ladder. And again, I assume that I think I'm looking at a hide roll to like basically I'm just trying to not get noticed.
I think if you're just staying where you are, you don't. Yeah, okay. Roll a hide.
Gotta give me some opportunity to fail.
Yeah. Of course. I gotta see if your dice really are loaded.
I roll a 13.
I rolled a natural 13. Wow.
Wow.
So that's 2, 4, and 2, which puts me at 8. Says someone else. Okay, so if you're alone, the DM will offer you a different hard choice between staying hidden and.
What hard choice? I'm trying to think of a hard choice in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had an idea, but it doesn't really make sense, which was like dropping my tool belt, but if I drop my tool belt, it's gonna notice me as well, so that doesn't really fit with staying hidden.
Right.
Yeah, why would you drop your tool belt to hide?
So I can stay hidden.
Or
So-
take a chance and run and outrun it, maybe.
You can stay hidden by staying on the ladder, but it is going to you can't stay there forever. You're gonna run out of stamina and eventually have to let go and you'll fall.
So I'm basically taking a bet as to whether it'll stick around or wander off before I...
More or less, yeah. Oh, it's sniffling.
Yeah,
Shush,
I
shush,
just-
Dave.
keep holding on for dear life.
Him snoff.
He do a schnoff.
Alright. What are the other two doing? Now that,
Desperately hiding. I don't want anything going near me.
where are you hiding?
In the are there like large, I don't know, plants
Are
or
you just
something?
in
Like
the
hiding
jungle, like hiding in the plants.
in the
jungle?
underbrush. Yeah, yeah.
What are you doing, Daniel Bear?
I'm gonna be backing, like continuing back away, but I've pulled out my bow again. If this thing's gonna run at me, we're gonna fight.
1v1
Alright.
me.
Um. Yeah. So as you're backing away, you hear another growl, and then this head sticks through the foliage, and looks at you, turns its head, and then just like opens its mouth and fully just screams at you and starts pushing through the vegetation.
Right, I guess we're doing this. So I'm gonna roll to attack.
What's the bow? Does it say anything special about how to use bows, or is it just fight?
Bow specifically, no, but fight is either no bonus if you don't have a weapon or +1 if you do.
Okay. I wasn't sure whether your sheet had a special bow thing.
Just part of my gear. I can take a tranquilizer rifle or hunting bow. I have camouflaged clothing, a hunting knife, and a bag of jerky.
Okay.
So I could straight up stab this thing, but I figured that's a worse idea than trying to shoot it.
Yeah. Roll fight. For your right.
To kill this velociraptor.
Party.
That is barely a 10.
Woof.
Oof. Yeah, so you using your honed hunting skills, you just stick this thing right in the shoulder, or if it had a shoulder, it would be right in the shoulder, and it screams and kind of like falls over, and it is not happy, and it's like scrambling, trying to get up. What you gonna do now?
Oh, we're gonna continue. Actually, it's down. I'm gonna fucking bounce. I'm gonna go take my hand and pull Allison through the jungle.
All right.
Because we're getting out of here.
Good luck.
That's fair. All right, let's do a run.
Stop getting tens.
Oh, plus clever.
You guys have had like one single failure across the entirety of your rolls.
I know.
Well, hate to break it to you, but that's an 8.
God dang.
All right. Well,
Great. Sorry. Yes.
you how does it even work? You two are separated from the. Wait. Okay. Does take my hand make sense here? Because
that's a
You're-
help
you're
action,
not-
right?
yeah, you're that's supposed to be helping somebody in trouble. She's not in trouble. You are.
Yeah, I'm hiding right now.
I figure we're both in trouble.
I feel like you probably just wanted to roll a run. Would probably make more sense.
True, but I don't want to leave her behind.
I probably would start running once I saw this
Yeah,
thing go
but-
down.
Generally, you do a collective run, like if you're both running, except for in the very opening because that was fun. I would say like, well, I don't know about running. Actually, yeah, fuck it. Both you roll run,
So
and I'll use the 8 from
What's
previous roll.
your fit?
-1.
So you would roll for it. Because peril moves. These moves come into play when you're in trouble. When some or
Oh,
all
hero
of you
in
act
worst.
together. For example, everyone runs for it. The hero in the worst position, or with the lowest relevant stat rolls.
Rolled
The
bad.
rest of the
though.
heroes are assumed to succeed, perhaps with cuts and bruises, unless the move says otherwise or a hero chooses not to.
All right.
If we run, I'm good, but you might be having a bad time. I swear we'll get the hang of these rules eventually.
Hey, we're learning as we go.
Yep, that's what I mean. Like, for people that don't know, Acme asked me to play this about, 2 hours before we started? Legitimately, I wasn't checking messages because I've been in application hell for the past 2 weeks. And they're like, hey, one of our players dropped out. Do you want to play? You like the dinosaurs, you fucking nerd. And I went, I'm gonna be Muldoon. I'm probably gonna die. Like Muldoon.
He doesn't die in the book. Wait.
He doesn't die in the
Yeah.
book.
Yeah,
He dies
doesn't
like a
die.
G in the movie, but he does not die in the book. He survives.
And he's not in the second, so he never dies. He
Yep.
lives forever.
He retires. He's like, I'm out of here. I'm done.
Yes.
No. 2d6 minus fit.
Oof.
It was nice knowing you for all of half an hour, Allison.
So you're not as fast as Daniel. So you're both
Great.
sprinting through the woods as
Yeah.
this thing gets on its feet and starts running after you, and turns out it was given its name for very good reason. Because it is a velociraptor.
Great. Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Nyum.
And it just jumps on your back and just shoves you to the ground and slashes at your shoulder, giving you a huge gash on your shoulder.
Awesome.
And you are pinned to the ground by a dinosaur.
All right. I'm going to add that as an injury. Gash on right shoulder. Cool.
Big gouge.
Big gouge. Big gouge.
Big iron.
So I guess I'll just start crying out for help because I don't know
How
what to
much does
do.
this thing look like it weighs?
However much a velociraptor weighs.
Ahoy, Akame. Hello, Ricky.
14, 19 kilograms.
And he's gonna pull his knife and tackle the velociraptor.
Nice.
Okay,
Or-
okay.
Or, actually, better yet, Daniel's gonna do the thing that he did to a charging rhino once and end up on its back.
Nice.
Stealing my thunder.
So you're gonna try to shove it to push it on its back.
I'm gonna end up on its back. Basically, I'm gonna make an attack roll.
Oh, you're gonna jump on its back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to stab it and jump on its back.
All right, give us a fight.
That is a 5 and a 2 plus a 1.
Oh, you lucky bitch.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna go badly if it went bad.
Well, yeah, on a 6-, make the casualty move.
Oh yeah.
On a hit, you buy a precious moment for someone to help you. On a 7 through 9, also choose one. What? Oh, one of the two. Okay. Either you aren't injured or you injure the enemy. I see. Okay. So,
Yeah, so basically what's that say? Because it is a little annoying to parse.
I understand what it says. Basically, it's saying if you succeed, then you aren't injured and you injure the enemy. If you don't succeed, then you either aren't injured or injure the enemy. So if you and if you fail, then it's a casualty. So I now have to choose whether or not you're injured and injure the enemy, or you aren't injured but you don't injure the enemy. And I think you jump on this thing's back and start stabbing at it with the with your knife, which does injure it, but you are then thrown off its back into a tree, and you now have a concussion, which is an injury.
That's not good. Oh my god.
15. Let's go.
Oh yeah, right. 'Cause
15.
you had
15 what?
Ares has had many concussions in his life.
Oh, I've had one concussion, and it was I was in a coma for 3 days. So
Oh my god, really? Yeesh. I've never had
Yeah,
a
you gotta
concussion.
beat. My longest one was 2.
I hit a tree going full speed on a ski slope in the side of
Ooh.
my head.
Ooh.
Cracked
PT races will get you.
cracked the skull, cracked the helmet, the ski area for a while. I don't know if they still do. Actually, had the helmet on a display as a this is what happens if you don't wear a helmet. This is what happens to your skull.
Oh my god.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And I missed the
my dad,
helicopter ride because I wasn't conscious. Sad.
Yeah. My dad, we were initially planning a family ski trip this winter, and then my dad decided to nix it because he and my mom are going on a very expensive Antarctic cruise like half a month after Christmas.
Wow.
And the last time my dad decided to go on a ski trip right before a vacation, he took a tumble, broke his collarbone, and then came to see me in Taiwan anyways with a broken collarbone.
Oh my
But he was like, it's a few years later now. I'm a little bit older. Maybe let's not take a risky.
Yeah.
I currently have a
vacation."
broken bone. I know where I should go. Taiwan.
To
And then
see
just
my
all through,
child.
just kept traveling by himself all through Southeast Asia.
Oh my god, really?
Like he was traveling for. It was either a month and a half or a solid 2 months with a broken collarbone.
Oh my god.
Damn.
He was
Oof.
not going to cancel that trip.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna cut away from this exciting scene to stuck on a ladder. It is-
Stuck on a ladder.
It is definitely following your scent.
All
To-
right.
it has found the ladder. It knows you went on the ladder, but it hasn't yet looked up. But you know, you can intuit that it will look up any minute now.
Yeah. Time to do a look over there. What's a thing in my tool belt that I don't care about? Probably one of those brushes to like brush the dust off
Oh,
a
yeah.
fossil. Don't really need one of those, so I'm just gonna
Yeet
yeet
it.
one.
Yeet one into the woods.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's roll.
And it's fun being evil.
Alright. Once again, investing in clever proves to be a wise decision because that moves me from a 5 to a 7.
Oh.
So on a 7 to 9. I mean, so it says when you create. I mean, yeah,
Oh.
so the dinosaur notices you.
I don't know if you can use that. I don't know what the rules are there. Because it's specifically meant to take the heat off someone else.
Everything
mean,
kind of
I
gets
would
screwed
assume
up
that-
when we split the party.
I'm gonna say that you do that anyway, and I don't care. I'll just make something up. So you do that, and it does like it take its attention, and it goes over to check it out. And so does the other one.
Great.
All right, back to our dying two.
This is one of those, this was
The
going really well
dynamic duo.
until.
Yep. Yep.
one dinosaur.
Yep. The moral of
It's
the
always
story
the ones
is
that move in packs that are it's always those ones that get you in the end.
They do move in herds.
The moral of the story is just don't roll badly. Then you'll be fine.
Moral of the story: don't accept sketchy job offers to Dino Island.
Indeed.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, there's no. Just like the actual Jurassic Park franchise, there's no safe haven, you know?
Yeah.
It's just, no matter what, there's always going to be danger.
Yeah. What's on my person? Am I gonna fight? Maybe I fight. Let's see.
Yes, so the current situation is you have been injured. It is standing on your back, although it's not paying as much attention to you anymore because it just flung Daniel off its back into a tree.
Okay. Well, if it's on
So
my
it's like-
back, then
It's
that's
turned,
tough.
like, it's not attacking you, but it's standing on you. And it's
Yeah.
turned to, like, look at the person he just threw off its back.
Okay. I don't expect I can take out my pen light and distract it with some fucking laser, like some light in I don't know, maybe.
I don't know, maybe they're cats.
I think they just get like weirded out by it. You know what? If it's not looking at me, then maybe I'll try that. Also, I guess that'd be a look over there kind of thing. Probably.
Okay.
So I'll, like, with my good arm, with my non-gashed shoulder arm, I'm gonna take out my pen light and just kind of flicker it far away, like from where we are. And
I'll allow it.
let me see here. Oh, why can't I find it? Oh, here we go. Cool. All right. Yep. Roll plus clever. Okay. Okay. What's my clever? Clever. Okay, that is a 7 total.
All right. Yeah, so, you...
I don't draw the dinosaur, but on a 7 and 9, the dinosaur notices you. That's exactly what I didn't
Yeah.
want. Motherfucker!
The clicking, it hears the clicking and looks right back at you.
I am immediately putting that pen light back in my pocket.
What are you gonna do, Ares?
Hang on 1 second, I'm just making notes.
What? Notes?
I think it should be a pretty brief note. Just we're fucked.
Allison
Oh,
is
is-
going to die.
That's the note. Now I'm watching him put his notes on the TV.
Unless something happens, its next move is going to be chomp down on your head. So
Yeah. What a life my doctor lived.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack it again. That's all I got at this point. Is I'm gonna try and shoot it again.
with your bow and your arrow.
With your boo.
Read my bow in my arrow. Gonna be straight up to a rock.
My bow. All right. Good luck.
He's gonna use bow. Hi, bow.
You have my sword, you have my bow, and you have my pen light.
So do y'all want to watch Benji get mad at me?
Oh no. Uh-huh.
Did you roll a nat 13?
Yeah.
No shit!
Yeah.
Save
So-
me!
Headshot this fucking thing.
Yeah, literally, that is what happens. Tell me how it dies.
Daniel's gonna remember the last time he got a concussion, but this one was falling out of a tree, and it was either him or the lion that was coming up towards him, and he put the arrow in the same space. The difference is lions have eyes on the front of their head, so this thing goes straight through both.
Damn. And just go in one eye, out the other. Double kebab.
Yep, it's gonna be the oh, I forgot the name of the game company, but they have two eyes on the spike. They made Tony Hawk's Underground.
Don't know. Yeah. So this thing just dies in a scream of death, screaming, and my machine gun.
And my
And
sheep.
it collapses to the side. It's still on. Its legs are still pinning you, but its body is next to you. By pinning, they're on top of you. I don't know why I use that word.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to wriggle out with a little bit of pain in my shoulder. Be like, ah! Get all the way out.
I'm trying to debate whether I want to be mean.
Hey, I decided to scavenge. I think it's fair game, but
Hold on to your butt
okay.
to push through the pain of the injury.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah. Oh no. What is that? Plus... Oh, fit! Fuck you, Benji!
God damn it.
I mean, alternatively, you could just ask, hey, can you help me out from under this? But
No, let's be funny. Get me in. Oh, fucking Christ. Alright,
5.
I mean, it makes it worse.
Yeah. I break my leg.
I think because the legs are still on top of you, it's gonna slash you again.
Great.
So it just as you scooch out from under it,
Yeah.
the claw just scrapes across your lower back.
Ooh. Ah! God, okay, so scrapes.
Remember, kids, always extract unhook the Velociraptor claw from your back before extracting yourself from its leaves.
No, it's barbed. You gotta push it all the way through.
Okay, so... Wait, this might mean...
I think if you get 3 injuries, you're you're fully dead. I think.
Well, it might be...
If you would take a second
Casually,
injury,
yeah.
instead make the casualty move.
You're in
Save
bad
7.
shape. Yeah.
Oh.
If you
Okay.
if you take an
It's 2
injury while
injuries,
already
and-
injured, I'm in bad shape. Tell someone your darkest secret or unfulfilled hope, then choose one. I'm gonna fucking die.
Unless Benji would like to rule
Maybe-
this as a story injury, not a dino damage
Perhaps.
injury. You might die here.
Please, God.
I'm gonna say you don't. If you're able to successfully patch up one of these injuries, then I will allow it. I'll allow you not to roll casualty.
So
Casualty.
it looks like I can heal myself. I can use my ability if I advance, but I don't know what that means. It says when
I'll
you
announce
advance.
when you advance.
Okay. So I
It's a
can't
story.
I can't do it right now. Because I can only heal myself when I advance.
So you're gonna. I think you're probably gonna have to use instruct.
That's fair. Then tell him what to tell Daniel.
I mean, I'm assuming Daniel, because he's not a doctor.
Yeah, and then I could just I mean, actually, you know what? I have a
Betty.
Yeah, I'll be good for that. Yeah, so I think I'd probably use instruct then, and I try to yell over to Daniel to be like, there's a med kit on me, I really could use your help with this. I'll tell you what to do, just get over here, please.
So if you roll a 6 or less, you're rolling casualty. Otherwise, I'll
Great.
allow you to survive.
Okay. So I'm rolling instruct, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. They must do blah blah blah. I had to tell a story. Cool.
Yeah, you tell a story as,
Tell a story.
as he's passing you up.
Yeah, so as
I think
he's
it's a good time
trying.
to tell the when someone miraculously pulled through story.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Where the hell is my character sheet? There it is. When someone miraculously pulled through, yeah.
Sorry, I'm not looking at chat. I'm paying way too much attention to
Oh, no.
remembering how to play the game.
That's okay. I'm kind of doing a bit of both, so that's fair.
Oh my
Let me-
god. I was just looking at the character sheets. The engineer
Yeah.
archetype
Mm.
has a nuclear option. You know how to craft a powerful bomb.
I
Nice.
cannot tell you how tempted I was.
Okay, well,
When someone miraculously pulled through. You remember that mistake that I made? The near fatal one? And, I was really not having a good day. And I'm, like, grunting as I'm trying to tell the story, as I'm also instructing Daniel of how to use the med kit for me, on me. And I'll be like, well, they didn't think that the kid would, entirely survive the night because I realized that he was allergic to the medication. Far too late. So I basically went home that night and thought, you know what? This is a sign. This is not a good sign. The universe is telling me that maybe I'm not necessarily cut out to be a medical practitioner. And I really wasn't having a good day, but I got a call later that night, and the boy had it had entirely cleared for him, and he was totally fine. And then I took that as my proper sign from the universe that maybe that's what I'm destined for. Please let me live.
You know what, Doc? I'm not much of a doctor either.
6.
Wow.
So close.
Oof.
All right, Ares, how
I
do you fuck
fucking
it up?
die. I also have to
It's-
tell you a deep dark secret, but anyway, you go.
It's so close.
Is it because you have a concussion?
Concussion. 100%.
Perhaps.
I'm like tying up the last knot and pull it just too tight, opening the wound further.
Ugh.
All right. So then I get to tell someone my darkest secret or my unfulfilled hope, and then I get to choose an option.
So casualty is when you're grievously hurt or you take an injury while already injured, you're in bad shape. Tell someone your darkest secret or unfulfilled hope, then choose one. You get one final heroic act, subject to DM's discretion before you die, or you are out of commission. You are unable to do anything, but your character will survive if the others can get you off the island in time. Either way, you may choose an unused playbook and create a new character. The DM will tell you when your new character appears.
oh, okay, that's cool.
Alright. Well, Daniel's here. You ready for a dark secret? I guess. Dark
I
secret.
killed that boy on purpose.
He wasn't allowed to live. I found him in an alley
My-
after the fact.
My darkest
Run him down.
my darkest secret. I'm a doctor, but not a medical practitioner. I have a PhD.
I have a PhD in liberal arts.
Yeah. Darkest
So
secret, yeah.
In this particular case, I don't see how you could do what heroic action would happen here.
Yeah, I mean, I gift the ability to heal others to Daniel. I teach him everything that I know in the span of a minute while he has a concussion.
Yeah, but we already established you're a fraud.
Yeah,
so-
I know, exactly. That is my... Sure, let's go with that. Why not? My deep dark secret, I have a PhD in liberal arts.
I can heal people, but only as long as I'm concussed.
Yeah, that's... Alright, cool. So, yeah, I guess I'm out of commission. Alright.
Okay. So yeah, basically, you are a dead weight.
Rip. Literally.
Take my med pack.
I choose another archetype, and I'll send you a thing.
Engineer.
Preferably one that we haven't already had. Engineer.
I haven't even looked at engineer. But let me see.
I'm not getting the impression we're particularly close to either escaping or solving the mystery.
Probably not.
I think we're closer to you all dying than
Yes.
Yeah.
that.
Did
So I'm
we
not like,
want to?
I think timing wise,
Mm-hmm.
if you guys are like it's getting close to being done, then we shouldn't introduce your new character until next time. If we do another, hopefully we do another.
That's kind of what I was wondering. I'm like,
Yeah.
is this a natural break point in the story?
So maybe that's a
It's Act 1.
end of Act 1.
Allison dies. Daniel's
all right,
concussed.
Daniel, concussed. Allison, no. Doug, ladder.
I like that. Okay, so literally a cliffhanger with Doug.
Ladder hanger.
A heroic, or not a heroic ending per se, but just an ending.
An ending.
Pathetic ending with Allison, and then what is Daniel going to be doing?
Daniel's
This is the closing shot.
Oh, okay, yeah. Daniel's picking up her med pack and sticking on his belt, and then picking her up and taking off into the jungle.
Nice.
Just
Gonna try and sneak my way through the jungle with a full-grown woman on my shoulder.
do you say a cool catchphrase or something, or as you step off into the jungle, or what, or is it just like ominous music?
Fuck. That's the end of the shot.
Hold on to
Like,
your
oh,
butts.
man, I hate rescuing beautiful women.
Slings her over, looks over, goes, hold on to your butts.
Cut to black.
Hell yeah.
I like that. Okay,
That's good.
that was fun.
I'm down. I wanna really plan out my character. Much as I can, anyway.
I sent you the thing with all the characters.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
I was looking at them. Yeah.
Okay. The scavenger one is not actually part of the
base.
base game. They just gave it to me when I bought it.
Oh,
as an
okay.
Extra bonus,
Cute.
Brucey bonus.
Brucey Bannis.
Alright. For those who aren't aware, the archetypes are the doctor, who Ekme was,
Yes.
the engineer, who nobody was, the hunter, who Daniel Bear is, the kid, who nobody was,
I'm gonna be a kid.
the paleontologist, who was Doug Arak, the soldier, and the survivor. Oh, it is in the book.
No,
Okay.
you said scavenger, right?
Oh yes, sorry.
Yeah, survivor is
Scavenger.
not. Yeah.
Survivor is, yeah, and the survivor. So the survivor is a cool one, because it has they have the unique starting condition of they started on the island
Yeah.
before the rest of the characters arrived. But
Maybe I'll be a survivor. Maybe you could just find me.
you can choose whatever you want.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
I just prefer you choose one that just don't choose one we already have.
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
'cause
yeah.
It's the story.
Yeah. Makes sense. Cute. Yeah, so
Small for two paleontologists.
yeah, so Guru,
I'm
you
gonna
missed
have
me
to-
dying. I gotta make a new character.
I'm gonna have to mark out the.
I am the big dead.
My printer is absolutely fucking borked.
Oh no.
I tried to print out some of these documents, but I just couldn't. Like, it just was printing blank pages and stuff. And
Oh, fun. Great.
it's got ink. So,
You're not dead yet. Oh, I'm very dead. I just have to make a new character.
I'm gonna say everybody gets
You're not dead. You're out of commission.
Yeah,
everybody gets
that's
max
fair.
one
That's fair.
character, and then if everybody's second character dies, the game's over.
Fair.
Just to make it not go on forever.
Drag on
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Just a parade of mysterious strangers keep showing up to this island.
They just keep coming.
Hopefully, we shouldn't need any more new
Hopefully.
characters, but
We need to figure out the two goals. I feel like we need to. Well, actually, we know of the submarine, but we just need to find it. Yeah.
Yeah. So far, I've seen very little of the mystery. Initially,
Yes.
my plan was to climb back down the ladder and, like, maybe use the shovel to, like, try and break the padlock open, but...
that's why I
obviously-
gave you a shovel. But
Yeah. Yeah, but, like, my thinking was... I don't know. I figured I wanted to scout first, make noise later.
honestly, probably the correct way to do it. But
So,
it's a harsh
opportunity.
world.
Harsh world.
I will admit that I completely forgot about the whole shadowy figures subplot.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
shit. So
It was
we'll
just for the
we'll bring it
Velociraptors.
back. It's fine. We'll bring her back around.
Alright, I'm just writing a very short summary.
You guys have notes of the map and stuff, right?
I don't have notes of the map.
Okay, I'm gonna
I
have
have
to.
literal notes of the map, but I do not have a picture of the map.
Okay, I'm going to have to put some text in then. So this is.
Ekami is the shadowy figure. Make Ekami evil.
There's actually a time vortex, and those shadowy figures are us from later on.
So that is
Yeah.
that is actually a possibility of.
I know.
Yeah.
I saw that on the map, and I went, "What? Why? No, please no."
The game I watched played actually that was the mystery, and it showed up like once, and then they just forgot about it. I think that's the problem with the mystery in this game is they're all just weird, and you're too busy. You're so busy, not
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 dying.
dying.
Yeah.
that they don't become important. You're just like, we need to get off this fucking.
Yeah. We need
What's
to
like-
leave.
yeah, I was wondering, like, what's the reward for solving the mystery?
Is it
Like,
because
is
if we
that a success condition for the game as well, or is it
So-
like?
I'll read you the end.
I feel like it's our two goals, but if we reach one, then Gucci,
It definitely
great.
feels like one of those goals is optional and one of them is not.
Yeah.
So after, if the heroes escape, make sure to take a moment to describe it. The island disappearing in the distance, the breath release, blah blah blah. If nobody escapes, take a moment to show the island in its deadly majesty. Then each hero, whether they escaped or didn't, makes one of the following moves. Safe at last. When you escape the island, roll plus the number of stories you've told over the course of your adventure. On a 10 plus, describe something good that happens to or because of you as a result of your time on the island. On a 7 to 9, describe something, an image or memory that will carry with you from your time on the island. On a miss, describe something bad that happens to or because of you as a result of your time on the island. Or never to return. When you fail to escape the island, either because you died or were left behind, roll plus the number of stories you told over the course of your adventure. On a 10 plus, choose one player to say a positive impact you on the world. 7 to 9, choose a player to say what they'll remember about you. On a miss, tell the others why you deserved your fate.
Great.
Those are the rewards.
Okay.
Which is why it's like
Remember.
you want to tell more backstory, because the more backstory you have, the better fate you
Yeah.
end up with.
Yeah.
And remember, I'm just here to watch some dinosaurs fuck.
And then the two dinosaurs at the bottom of the ladder.
Oh my god. Evil me. Thank you, Aries.
Like, I need to
Evil
figure
me.
out what the action is to consult the hunter to make a dinosaur mating lure.
I will say with the evil character thing, it doesn't explicitly say the characters should be friends with one another and like each other. Where does it say that?
Sadly, I must go. Stomach cramps gonna glide down. Oh, I hope you feel better. That's okay. We were just winding down anyway. Yeah.
Right on. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. It was fun.
Yeah, appreciate it. Hope you feel better.
Wait, why is a rock a spicy pun?
Dug a rock.
It's not that. It's not spicy.
It's not spicy. It's just he dug up a rock.
Alright, let me save this. What's today? Whatever.
The 14th.
Ah,
14th April.
yeah, that's just a me thing. And I'm not horny for dinos. I just really want to know how they do the horny. For science.
Are
Science.
they like ducks? Is it a corkscrew?
Uh-huh.
I mean, wait. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Do they have like,
That was
you know, do they have like cool fancy bird of paradise plumage?
I do know that the testicle was not evolved until like I think it was like 25 million years ago or something. So
So you really can't just lift their skirts and find out. Ekami, that is a terrible time to drink. What if I was actually funny?
well, that's unlikely.
I always drink when Ares is gonna make a joke, so then I just split it all out.
So how people enjoying it?
That's pretty fun. I would like to get more. I mean, we're trying not to die, so I get it. But more info on the
Ekami
mystery.
would like to be able to succeed on a roll.
That too. I need these 2 dice specifically. Dice jail. Not use them next time.
I think
Use the green ones, they like you.
I think what's nice about this game, besides a lot of things, is dying doesn't feel like a punishment. It feels like a story.
Yes.
You know, like it's like, okay, yeah, they died, but they died in a cool way that advanced the story.
Ekami is a new coal fires.
I do feel like 2 injuries and you're immediately done is pretty tight. So I kind of like the way that we did it was loosening that back off a little bit.
I think typically, I if that had been like 2 full on the dinosaur slashed you, I would have said, okay, yeah, you're dead. Because
like
it's a
pounds
dinosaur
of
slash.
bite, you're done.
But the second one was like a scrape, or like it just dragged across your skin. So that would be mean for me to just say, and then you died.
And then you died.
Touching
Like,
a
it was
claw.
more the injury worsening than like
Yeah.
Yeah.
a second major injury.
Which is why I gave you the
Yes, thank you.
save,
Yes.
which wasn't a save.
Which was
but
not a save, but at least it was an opportunity.
I know you keep saying, oh, I don't know if I want to do DM stuff, but actually I think this would be a good intro one because it's very you're just playing the dinosaurs, really.
Yeah, yeah.
This
like-
does seem like a really fun, like, to set up one. Especially if you're, like, super into, like, animal movements, or, like, that dinosaur channel that does a whole bunch of, like, nature documentary dinosaur stuff. Where it's like, oh yeah, this section is the raptor section. Don't fucking go there.
I think also I went into this doing it the way that I think it's sort of meant to be done, which is you kind of work together to make the game. I think in future I would want to build the map ahead of time to some degree, just so I'm not having to
Think of like, oh, this is you have this now. There's this place.
What dinosaur is here? The
either that.
Diplodocus?
either that or in the directions there's no in a lot of things there's like a roll 6 and then there's 6 options that you choose from. But they're not. It's not as straightforward for the locations. Like it'd be cool if, or it'd be better if I could just roll for location, then I'm forced to say that's the location
Yeah.
instead of having to choose from a list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not numbered, which makes it hard. So.
Yeah, I think kind of throwing out some of the DM game master stuff that it has you do, and like presetting where dinosaurs would show up, even if you have like a list of, hey, these are the dinosaurs that show up in this area, these are the ones that show up in this area, and then rolling on that small list for yourself might be, well, kinder to you.
In that case, though, I would stipulate that you want to make sure you can still be spontaneous. Like the fact that like, oh, there's a river there. I guess a Spinosaurus would come out of it because it's a river. Right? Like if that would be a case where maybe I didn't have that, but I can just throw it in. But it's to just have a completely blank slate where I'm discovering the map as we go as well. It's difficult. Like I don't mind the having to come up with scenarios on the fly, but coming up with a environment on the fly is quite difficult.
Yeah, agreed. I see where you're coming from.
I actually really enjoy coming up with scenarios on the fly because one, it allows me to stretch that muscle, but it also just is fun. It's like you ever just, you know, when you brainstorm with somebody, you ever brainstorm with somebody about an idea and it just keeps like you just keep bouncing off each other and it gets crazier and crazier.
Oh,
It feels like
it
that.
goes from a molehill to a mountain because the two of you are going nuts and having a great time. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's honestly, Beckamy and I do that a lot with our friends. It happens quite a bit when we're playing our D&D campaign here.
But it basically feels like that, but with rules, where the rules are dice rolls.
Yeah.
And we haven't even touched the countdowns.
Vague threat.
The what?
Oh, you don't see the countdowns on the map page?
No, it's too small for me right now, but
We're in an ad right now for me, so can't see it.
That's what you get for not subscribing.
I know.
The countdowns are sometimes environmental things will happen, and as a way to move things along, and it basically says you should check a box on the countdown to the thing happening anytime somebody fails a dice roll or anytime they just take too damn long.
okay.
This game, the instructions have a lot of like, if they're taking too long, fuck with them. it's very, very funny.
Which we probably need more of, but
Yeah.
You guys aren't taking too long, honestly. If we really want it to be like snappy, that'd be one thing, but it doesn't feel like we're just sitting around waiting for what to do next, you know?
We're not all pointing the
And we're
finger at
also
each other
learning
like,
the
you
rules.
go, no, you go.
Yeah.
And
Right.
we're not fully off topic, so I see where you're coming from.
And I think part of that is the I tried to do it, and I think I did an okay job of it, but the instructions say to specifically pick a person and say, what are you doing now?
Yeah.
And I think that helps because that person then is like, oh, okay, it's my turn. What is happening in this situation? As opposed to if I'm doing it normally, I'm like, all right, you guys are in this situation. What happens next?
Yeah.
Honestly, that's just a great rule for like any TTRPG. I've talked to so many players that are at bigger tables and are like, I've sat here for 45 minutes and haven't said a word because the story has been over here.
Yeah.
We try and do it at our table where you're like, all right, your turn. What are you doing? Your turn. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Your turn. What are you doing?
I'm not I'm probably going to adopt that now.
Yeah.
Because it is good. But what I try to do usually is if somebody's not talking, or if somebody gets overridden a lot, I'll specifically ask them what they're doing more often
Mm.
to get them to engage.
Yeah, if you have one player that's super invested and the other ones are invested, but they're not loud people, which I don't know if I know anyone like that. Do I, Amy? Do I? Our entire table. I'm
Yeah.
making a joke because that's all three players at our table. Is
Yeah.
no one wants to be the first one to speak. But
One of the
that's
Cthulhu
honestly a good plan.
games. One of the Cthulhu games that I was running, there were two characters who were brothers, and the actual players were brothers too. But I was noticing that one of them was just standing by while the other one made all the decisions. So I split them up to force them to work separately.
Yeah. Nice.
But yeah, because it's like, oh, I'll just do what he does.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
No,
That's
none
not
of
how
that.
it works.
None of that.
Are you playing or
Yeah.
you're
But
playing? You don't have a choice now.
I do think whether or not you'd be comfortable with it, I would like to play this game as well.
Mm-hmm.
More
Yeah.
so
Like
than
be
I
a
would
player,
any
yeah.
other type. So if anybody's interested in DMing one of these, and remember it's Dino Master,
Ah.
not Dungeon Master. So it's still DM.
Nice.
I was calling it Game Warden.
Game Warden, I like that too.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I was probably because I have another D&D game coming up tomorrow with our other friends. I was actually probably going to bring this up to them because at least two of them like Jurassic Park.
Yeah, they might be
And
invested.
This game does seem like it would be fun to set up and run.
Yeah.
I think this would be a very different experience in person.
Agreed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If for nothing else, the fact that you have pen on paper,
Yeah.
like it's all in front of you.
Yeah.
We all got the map we can reference. Like
Yeah,
it's. And then you have like your character sheet. Everybody can look at your character. I don't know. It's just a different vibe.
I get that.
Yeah, there's a different energy when you're all in front of each other instead of stuck behind a screen.
Yeah, I wish I had more opportunity to do live action, IRL D&D stuff, but I really just don't have that opportunity. So, which is why I do it all online.
Fair.
If you were in the Canada, you'd be invited over, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little far and the border's a little funky.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm
only about
not coming over to the U.S. anytime soon.
I'm about 4
Yeah, no
hours
offense.
from you guys, I think.
Yeah.
But
It's honestly not that far.
Oh, yeah, it's
far
just-
enough.
The fucking border patrol bullshit right now. Yeah.
do you know the Haskell Library in northern Vermont? The library that's split halfway between Canada and Vermont.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
no.
Canadians aren't allowed in anymore.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they literally
Yeah.
banned Canadians. It's half here, half there, and they're like, nah, no Canadian.
Aww.
That makes me so mad because it's in Vermont and it's like it's
Yeah.
one of the cute things we have where it's like we share a library with Canada, and then the
Oh.
fucking federal government comes in and says, "No, fuck you. This
Yeah,
is the
really.
border."
Stupid.
And there's that like one town by like BC or Alberta that's on the Canadian side of the landmass because there's a lake completely around it, but it's on the American side of the border. And to get like groceries and things, people from this tiny town had to cross the border because there was no
that
grocery
in
store
BC?
in their town. Is it BC? I couldn't remember quite where it was.
There's a peninsula in BC where basically the maps they had at the time just weren't accurate when they set the 49th parallel as the border, and they just
Yes,
didn't
that's
know
the
that
one.
there was this chunk of peninsula that stuck out under the 49th parallel. And so you either have to take a ferry or drive through Canada.
Jeez.
And there's been like decades of why don't we just America just sign it over to us? It's just gonna be easier for them to become Canadian.
Well, the problem is you see that sometimes. Actually, you see it a lot where it's like, oh, it would just be easier if they gave it to us. But nobody
Well-
ever suggests that we give it to them.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
That's the problem.
And it's not just our border. I've seen it around the world, especially in Europe, when the borders changed about 1,000 times in 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Kind of like that one island that Denmark and Denmark and Canada were fighting over for decades, informally. It was you might have heard the story before, the one where the soldiers would, one year the Canadian soldiers would go and drop off a bottle of whiskey, and then the next year the Danish soldiers would go over and drop off a bottle of liquor of their choice while, replacing each other's flags. But they did finally come to an agreement on that one. So that particular little tradition is dead for the benefit of
Boo.
international diplomacy.
Ooh, international
Did
diplomacy.
know the Quiet War came to an end. That's sad, because that was honestly one of the funniest stories I had. It's like, oh yeah, we're in the world's quietest war. What do? Give each other beer.
Be good neighbors.
State Farm.
Yep, that's what I was going. Which beat me to. Look, I got
Just
the
as an example, though, of
part of
how
the arm,
painful
like-
the diplomatic process can be, they agreed. So this started in 1973, and then in 2005, they're like, "This is silly. We should, come to an agreement." And then they came to an agreement in 2022.
Really?
So it still took like another 17 years.
Good lord.
Even after they're like, "This is silly."
Huh.
Yeah, there's now a land border on the island between the two states, which, yeah, I guess so. Technically, we now have a land border with Denmark.
Interesting.
That's a fun border.
Is
There you go.
Greenland?
There's the three things on the island.
Does
Denmark
Greenland
base,
not have a
Canadian
land
base,
border with
and a beer
Canada?
store.
No, it's an island.
Hmm.
I mean, technically, well, Greenland is also just Denmark, so this is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, Greenland is.
I thought they were connected a little bit.
Nope.
They definitely used to be.
Well, yeah.
Way long ago.
Most things used to be.
I mean, not even connected. I don't think there was ever a land bridge between Greenland and
Oh yeah,
the neighboring islands.
they're just ever so slightly not connected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And by ever so slightly, it's probably like 50 miles or something.
Yeah. Well.
I spent a lot of time looking at maps because of my job.
Ah.
So if you look up at northern Greenland, the second, or the island that is closest to northern Greenland, has this super fucking awesome looking ice flow. Eureka.
Cool.
Sorry, you mean Ellesmere Island? I
Maybe?
think yeah, Ellesmere Island is it's one of those, like, one day I'd love to go to Ellesmere Island National Park, but it's also not one of those national parks that, you can just up and visit.
Yeah.
Had the super cool looking ice flow.
One of the novels I'm writing is set in Greenland,
Oh, cool.
under the ice.
Mm.
No, I was gonna say in the Seed Vault, but the Seed Vault is not in Greenland. I don't.
No, it's in
Svalbard.
Norway, isn't it?
I'd never even heard of
Yeah,
it.
but I think it's Svalbard Island.
Oh.
Oh. Apparently, they defunded the seed banks in the U.S. So, yay!
Great. More good news.
Yeah, Svalbard Global Seed Vault.
Okay.
I was telling these guys while you were gone about how I for this little robot project I'm doing, I had to order some stuff that is only available in China, and they said, "Sorry, we can't ship that. We don't know how much it costs because they keep changing the
Jeez.
tariff,
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
so we can't accurately charge you."
Great.
I mean, it can be rough. I was reading an article this morning in the CBC about a business that rushed to get a bunch of orders before the tariffs kicked in, but unfortunately, due to, I guess, just, logistics, traffic, whatever, they crossed, like, their shipments, the trucks crossed the border, like, right after midnight.
Oof.
So it was basically, like, in the few-hour gap between tariffs coming into effect and Trump saying, you know what, never mind.
Hmm.
And therefore, they lost
Well, actually, it's
35K.
it's
Jeez.
come into effect. You know what? Never mind. But actually, yes. But no.
Yes.
But actually, yes.
Yeah.
pretty
But
much.
actually, just fuck you.
Yeah. Yep.
And we watch as the
I think he's just trying to
economy
use
US
burns.
economy
with the
just
economy.
Yeah. The recession is
funny
coming.
things. Funny thing about yo-yos is they eventually end up on the floor.
Yeah. And on that
Alright, well,
very
I
chipper
wrote
note.
Brief summary of the story so far, so
Oh,
I'll
awesome.
post it in. Do we want to make a Dino Island channel?
Yeah, because we'll do another one. Yeah,
And then I'll post for the summary of our adventures so far
lovely.
in there.
And Aries, if you want to add your notes, if you want to as is or summarize them, you can add them there too.
Yeah,
There
I
you go.
can do something like that. Sure.
One Dino channel.
Perfect.
There we go.
Thank you.
Now, just a heads up for everyone who reads my notes. I do embellish some things. I do the same thing when I'm playing my bards. I make descriptions for things that are happening instead of just flat out what happened.
Honestly, that's probably better.
Mm.
I'm like, I was just thinking maybe we should take, or I should take the audio from this and transcribe it, like get a transcription done,
Mm-hmm.
and then throw it into a summarizer.
Mm.
After fleeing the Allosaurus in the Jeep, the party nearly ran over a Spinosaurus, and the car was destroyed. Doug was separated from the others and fled into the jungle, finding a radio tower with a small padlocked shack at its base. He found a shovel around the back of the shack, but before attempting to break in, he climbed the radio tower to survey the surrounding lands. And that's the first paragraph of 5. That's like half the story.
Very nice.
Like, yeah,
Pretty good.
3 of the paragraphs are like Daniel and Allison getting savaged by a raptor.
Yeah, really. Mm-hmm.
A lot of details in there.
Mm.
Yeah, I just felt like there was less detail, noteworthy stuff happening on my end.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
Well, you weren't dying, so
Yeah.
you got lucky early on with the Spinosaurus, which meant not a lot happened to you guys until you met the raptors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, I managed to find a safe space briefly,
Yeah,
and that meant I could just chillax for a while.
yeah.
Just relax, enjoy the, sounds of the jungle, the faint screaming in the distance.
I do find it really amusing that you failing that roll puts you in an advantageous position.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
you get the truck, and you're like, safety.
So, well, I had to successfully run away after that to actually reach safety. But
True. Yeah.
This is true. Your sprint roll was
Oh yeah,
perfectly timed.
because the split up was actually a positive for the two of them.
yeah, I didn't have to deal with Ekami.
Me and my dead weight. Ugh.
Literally
Literally.
deal with
Yeah.
Allison just in general.
Just Allison.
killing
And
kids.
such high hopes for her. Yeah, what the fuck was that story I came up with? Jesus Christ.
I thought she was a monster.
She, Allison was secretly not Zen.
Allison's
The-
real last name is Kevorkian.
The one I watched played one of the characters was a doctor, but she was a Russian geneticist or whatever, or
Oh, God.
who experimented by like sewing animals together.
Oh my god. Ooh.
It was like, oh, okay.
Oh god.
Actually, I was thinking
Frankenstein.
Allison's degree could be in the history of medicine.
Yeah. Historiography
Oh,
of
yeah,
medicine.
medicinal history.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm a doctor of
Yeah.
medicine.
Of
yeah.
medicine. Yeah. Yeah. Medical.
Do you have any maggots, perchance?
Oh god.
How about
Some leeches? Yeah.
Come to America. We got lots of maggots.
Yippee. Well, I am
And
quite
on that
tired.
lovely note,
Yeah.
Probably
probably start packing in.
Yeah. Let's
We'll think about different days.
schedule another one.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about this is, also, it's a pretty easy pickup game. As in, like, somebody could just drop in with a new character, and it wouldn't even be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if the person that was supposed to play tonight is able to play next time, they could just be like, "Yep, I'm just a wild man that was running through the jungle and found you guys."
Yeah.
Literally, that's a character. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if I die, that's 100% what I
But-
was gonna do.
Nice.
One of the other characters in that one I watched was a survivor who what used to be a mascot, so he used to dress up as like Dino DNA, but he went insane and now thought he was the mascot.
Nice. I love that.
So he's just fully dead rising this dinosaur island.
Maybe? I don't know what that means.
Oh, Dead Rising is a game set in a mall or Vegas, and there
Is
are
that what happened?
mascots that go insane, and they're some of the bosses.
Oh. Yeah, he's just like fully convinced he is the mascot. He doesn't believe he's a human.
That's great.
Finally take off the mascot head. He's actually not a human. He is actually just two raptors in a mascot costume.
No, you take the mask off and he just has the same mask but smaller underneath.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just masks all the way down.
It's
Mhm.
a mass triashka doll? No, I've
Nah.
Bad attempt.
Oh, God. Fuck me.
And on that note,
Alright.
bid you all.
Thanks,
a wonderful
everyone.
night.
Yes.
Good night.
Have
Thanks for
fun.
hanging
See you
out.
guys
Yep.
next time.
Yep. See ya. Bye.
Why? I still don't have an ending screen. Shit. All right.